Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto has a primordial bloodline in fairy tale. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by FlatIronhey and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Konohagaku no Sato. Two shinobi were currently battling, Minato Namake's the Kiroi no Senko, known for his space and time technique the Hiraishin, and Madara Uchiha, or so he says the intangibility skill he had is because of again a space and time technique. He sends his body to a pocket dimension so that the enemy's attack can phase through. Unknown to them, the battle they were having was a dangerous one. One must not consecutively use a space and time technique in one place without any effects. What's this? The primordial Kronos has finally awakened. After thousands of years he finally awakes from his slumber. A tear in the dimension. Immediately the ancient deity set to work, for there are many primordials out there with many different tasks. Kronos' task is to repair and fix any tear or wounds in the dimensions. Gathering energy, the deity finds where the rip would be. Elemental nations, the shinobis, the primordial then sent out its hands along, sending forth a bright light that hit the tear in the dimension. As the light hit the tear it sewed itself up, and as the tear was about to close a void appeared then disappeared after a moment, which always happened after a tear is reformed. My job here is done with that. One of the most powerful primordial returned back to his slumber to be awakened again if a tear in the dimensions happened again, which he hoped would be for a long time before happening again. But unknown to him, a child was sucked up into the void. This child was Naruto Namake's, the son of Minato Namake's, the mortal blessed by the storm god Raijin. The deity would have noticed it, but after thousands of years of slumber his power waned, and a child, while containing a beast within with power that could rival the Dragon King, could not be sensed as its presence is still weak for the primordial. Of course, counting the fact that the beast was sealed by the Shinigami, it wasn't shocking that Kronos would feel the child. But because of that void sucking in the child, its existence was forgotten. To others it would seem like nothing happened. While a thing like this is rare, it does happen once in a blue moon, and the child unfortunately is its victim. The child, because of the healing powers of Kurama the nine-tailed fox, didn't get its body ripped to shreds of how fast it was traveling to space. The child arrived in a temple on the top of a mountain, still in a bed used for sealing, and candles surrounding the babe. Now what could that be? A voice stated. The owner of this voice stood up and slowly trudged to its door. Awake. Leave foolish more dash. He stopped in his tracks, as he noticed the child at his doorsteps, eyes narrowing as he saw the seal still glowing albeit dimly in the babe's stomach. A Jinchuriki. What is that doing here in Earthland? As he picks the child up he senses an ancient feeling on the child. So you sent him here then him? Well, come here child, let me see your memories. He picks up the babe and cradles him gently on his arms. He then touched the blonde child's forehead. A flash of white, and he finds himself in the mindscape of the child, which surprisingly was a forest full of trees so high that it touched the clouds. Sensing a potent power inside the forest, he went inside and came across a cave. Raging, something growled within the cave, and I was seen in the darkness of the massive cave. Kurama? He asked the being inside the cave. It's been a long time, Baka. Ma, so mean Kurachan. He teased the nine-tailed fox with the name he had for the beast. Don't call me that, you insolent god. He then heard the beast mumble something along the lines of stupid god and arrogant fool. What did you call me, Kurachan? The figure now known as Raijin Thunderkeg the storm god said. Nothing, Raijin-sama. I thought so. Anyways, Kurama, how did you end up here? Remember the mortal you blessed? Oh, you mean that blonde-haired Gaki? Did he become the Hokage? He did. Your blessing enabled him to use the Jutsu Hiraishin. Oh, that Minato. Always the respectful child. He met Minato during one of his vacations in the shinobi world. The blonde kid was climbing a mountain and accidentally discovered his temple. He saw the potential the young Minato had, so he blessed him with the power of lightning. Don't interrupt me again, you fool. Anyways, he had a battle with this masked guy who said he was Uchiha Madara but was secretly Minato's former student who supposedly died. Then what happened? Did Minato win? Of course he wasn't doubting that. The blessing he gave made Minato fast. Also to be immune against lightning, of course. I said don't interrupt me again. Anyways, this student of his named Obito used a special space and time technique called Kamui, but Minato countered it with his own space and time technique, the Hiraishin. After Minato defeated Obito, he then released me out of the bastard's influence, but because of how awesome I am, I destroyed their village. Only you, Kurama, would enjoy destruction. Raijin deadpanned. As if you aren't destructive too, Raijin. Anyways, the blonde brat managed to trap me in a barrier with the help of his wife Kushina, then they sealed me into this child named Naruto. Then the next thing I know is that you suddenly appeared here. You traveled dimension, Kurama, the storm god stated. Really? Cool, more places to destroy. Be serious, Kurama. I sensed that there was a different force that sent you here. Who could it be? Raijin looked at the fox. It was. The fox snorted. Damn, what does he plan now? Can we return back to the elemental nations? No, if what I guessed is right, then the tear that happens when the space and time field within one place is consecutively distorted, then a dimensional tear will happen. Then Kronos would fix that tear, and a reformed tear isn't something you want to mess with. The power that is packed there could kill me if I forcibly ripped it open. Damn, then that means I'll spend the next century here then. By the way, where are we? Earthland. You mean dragons? Yes, Kurama. Then that means I can kick their asses again. You forget you are sealed within this child, And no, I will not let you out. Well, I can, but you'll be down to a third of your power, seeing that Naruto still doesn't have the will to send any extra to you. Man, I enjoyed kicking Gremula's ass, poison dragon my ass. His poison was like normal water. Anyways, Kurama, I must return back. I will raise this child myself, and he will learn the storm god's slaying magic. Well, let me out, I don't care if I have 3 tails, only I don't want to be imprisoned again, the fox wailed. Fine, Kurama. This child, he has a big future in front of him, he will face many problems, but I'll train him so hard those problems will be so scared of him they'll be so afraid to face him. Why do you care so much for this child? He sent Naruto here for a reason, and of course there's this. What? I can't tell you yet. The storm god then in a flash went back to the real life. Freedom at last. He looked at the fox as big as a dog beside him. Kurama, promise me you'll protect him. Ma, it's so troublesome to do. He looked at the fox seriously. Please, Kurama. The fox looked at the god curiously and then spoke. Fine, I don't get why, but I will. Thank you, Kurama. He then started to walk inside his temple with the fox following him. Raijin, why do you care so much for this child? He's the child of the prophecy. Very well, Raijin, I will protect him with my life, the fox said with his resolve completely set. Thank you, Kurama. Come in and rest. The fox then went in the temple, and as the trio walked in further inside, a figure was watching them from a fountain of godly water from a throne room. Train him well, Raijin, for he is our hope. The figure then straightened up and walked back to its throne, for if he isn't ready then we will be doomed. Don't worry, old man, he won't let us down. After all, he's my son. Kurama, when Naruto is ready, teach him how to wield your power. Nah, don't feel like it, the fox said while yawning. You damned lazy fox. The god fumed, then later calmed down. Last time I promised myself I wouldn't meddle with the affairs of mortals again, but here I blessed one and adopted another. Raijin sighed. I thought that being a god you would know that nothing really happens according to plan. Kurama deadpanned. You stupid fox. Anyways, you are right after she. Don't tell me you haven't moved on yet. I have, but still, it's hard not to forget her. Meh, don't care about your feelings and your plans. I just wing it and destroy it, and if I can't destroy it then I'll trick it. Please, Kurachan, stop acting like a tsundere. I remember when I came across you and your siblings, you were like, don't hurt, you dare attack my family with all that growling shit. I don't remember that happening. If foxes could blush, then Kurama would definitely be blushing now. Admit it, you fox. You may act all tough on the outside, but on the inside you're so soft, you're like a marshmallow. Why you? Kurama then charged the god, but Raijin zapped away in a ball of lightning. Tomorrow morning. Good morning, Naruto-chan. It's me, your two-chan. Raijin was tickling little Naruto's chin. What's the fuzz all about, you stupid god? Kurama was awakened and he definitely isn't happy. Why, I'm playing with Naruto-chan. Kurama then trotted to the pair and looked at Naruto. Definitely will look like Minato in the future. Thank gods I hate redheads. Yes, little Naruto-chan would be a looker when he grows up, won't you? Naruto looked like he was smiling and was forming incoherent words. And powerful too. No Jinchuriki of mine will be weak. Oh, little Kurachan, finally softening to Naruto-chan. As if you dumb god, but you can see the slight curls in his mouth dictating that he was smiling. He will surely be powerful. The question is, how strong will he be? Well, we'll just have to wait, won't we? You might. Don't tell me. Time skip. Naruto 7 years old. 98, 99, 100. A blonde who was wearing nothing but white shorts with flame designs at the bottom was doing push-ups. Standing up, the child dusted off his hands and walked to a tall figure wearing a blue coat. Ota-san, I finished warming up. What will I do next? The blonde asked. The figure looked down. Crap, I forgot what I would train him next in. Well, Naruto, we'll be practicing your lightning remnants, the figure said. The blonde, now known as Naruto, crossed his arms and said in a threatening voice, well, as threatening as a 7-year-old can. Nah, Two-chan, we already did that. How about your morph? The figure asked. I already know that, Raijin Two-chan. The figure is actually Raijin, our favorite god, but sadly his name is overly used in fairytale fanfictions like this. Well, how about target practice? Target practice? The 7-year-old asked while tilting his head. Kawaii and Naruto-chan, I could cuddle you up right now. How about I hug you right now? Raijin then picked up Naruto and proceeded to hug him. Tight, very tight. Enough, Two-chan, I can't breathe. How about that target practice? Ma, I almost forgot, Naruto-chan. Forgive me, I must be getting old. Of my back. You're immortal, Baka. Two-chan, you can't get back pains. Oh, well, Kurama, Raijin shouted. Yo, Raijin. Hello, Naruto. Hello, Kurama. Naruto smiled at the fox. Kurama, go and fetch the targets at the shed. Why me, you lazy god? Because I said so. The god crossed his arms with a tone of finality. The fox grumbled but went and did his task. After setting up the dummies, Raijin led Naruto 40 yards away from the dummies. See those dummies, hit them with your storm ball. But how, Two-chan? Remember when I taught you how to gather storm god's fist in your hand? What did you mix to create that? Well, lighting, wind and water. Correct, and what did you imagine? Like a glove covering my fist. Well, storm ball is like that, but imagine instead of ball on your hands, you can also do this with the elements themselves individually, like lightning ball, tsunami ball and cyclone ball. Okay, Two-chan, just watch me, I'm gonna do it. Naruto then proceeded to gather God's slaying magic on his hands, making a ball the size of a baseball. Look, Two-chan, I did it. Very good, brat. Now throw it at the dummy. Focus at the target, and control your breathing. Naruto then breathed in deeply and focused his eyes on the target. Feeling confident that he could hit the target, he threw it, and then closed his eyes hoping that it would hit. As he heard an impacting sound, he looked at his Two-chan and said, I did it, Two-chan. Look again, brat, Raijin said before laughing. As Naruto looked at the field, he saw that he accidentally hit Kurama, who was far away from the dummy he was targeting. Sorry Kurama, I didn't mean it. Naruto hugged Kurama. Release me, brat, and next time watch your aim. He's right, Naruto, now go practice some more. You won't be having ramen tonight if you don't master this. Naruto immediately narrowed his eyes, muttering ramen and dinner. Time skip later that afternoon. Two-chan, I did it, I mastered it, even the individual elements. Oh, show me then, Naruto-chan. Naruto then proceeded to gather energy into his hands. But unlike last time, Raijin noticed that the ball was now double the size since that morning. Interesting. Naruto inhaled deeply then with focused eyes through the ball, but before it had the chance to be released from his hands, Naruto then suddenly collapsed. Oi, Naruto! Raijin was about to run to catch him, but Kurama was already there with Naruto safely catched by his tail. Raijin, this kid's potential is unlimited. How long did he train? 6 hours? Aye, he did. Then only then had he seen the field as he was focused on Naruto before. The field was filled with holes everywhere. Kurama, this kid. I know, Raijin. Kid, you are going to be a legend, I'm sure of it. Two-chan. Rest, Naruto-chan, you can show me that tomorrow. Hi! Then Naruto fell asleep on his arms. Tomorrow. Look at this, Two-chan. Naruto gathered the storm god's slaying magic in his hands, then aimed it to the dummy 40 feet away. Released it, then hit it right in the chest. An orb of water was circling the dummy with bolts of lightning while the wind makes it circle faster and faster. A perfect combination of the 3 elements, making up the storm god's slaying magic. Like dragon slaying magic, there are different classes of god slayers. But unlike its dragon counterpart, the god slayers only have 2 classes, demigods and god slayers. While both are god slayers, demigods are children adopted by gods and trained, while normal god slayers learn their magic with the use of an ancient book stolen from the temples of fated gods. Another difference is that god slayers have black with white highlights as the color of their element, but demigods have pure white as their own. While the chances are low, dragon slayers can eat the element of the god slayer. But eating the element of a demigod is impossible. The insides of the person who ate that is not a demigod will be shredded because of the sheer potency of it. That is why god slaying magic is classified as a lost magic, while demigods are considered as legendary magic. Very good, Naruto, if you have perfected that, then that means you can do it with the elements separated. Today I will teach you the storm god's wrath. Oh, what's that? Like any other slaying magic, you demigods have some sort of breath attack. It is called storm god's wrath. Wow, so how can I do it? I'm getting to that. But first you must do it with the elements themselves individually. As if you use the breath attack without being used to the powers of the individual elements, then your throat could be sore or worst case scenario ripped and shredded. Looking at Naruto's face and seeing that he was serious about this, he then instructed him, remember the feeling of water god's slaying magic? Yes, I do, Y2-chan. Well, gather that energy in your stomach, not at your throat. That is the common mistake others do. Then if you finish gathering that, expand your stomach and release the budding pressure. Wait, because I'm a storm god slayer, shouldn't I be invincible to my elements? Good question, Naruto-chan, but because this magic is so powerful and potent, it isn't like any other slaying magic. Add to the fact that you mix 3 very powerful elements, then the outcome is possible. Thank you, Two-chan. Watch me. Naruto bowed and closed his eyes. Doing as what his father stated, he gathered the energy and expanded his stomach. When he felt that the magic he had gathered was enough, he then threw back his head, then let out a roar. Storm god's water current. The water he blew out was bright white in color, almost like a beam of light if not for the turbulence that can be seen. It hit the trees and completely washed away the first tree, then the second up to the 5th. Naruto, at a young age you completely surprise me. How about that, Two-chan? Very good, but still not strong enough. Do that until you can't. I'll be with Kurama. But I already mastered it, you see. No, you didn't look at the trees. It should have been uprooted by the water currents, but it pierced through. The objective of the water current is to hold and stun the enemy, the wind pressure to cut the enemy, and the lightning strike to shock the enemy. It will be hard, Two-chan, but I will finish it. Because that's my way, and to protect my precious ones are my mission. Like Two-chan and Kara-chan, even if Kara-chan is a lazy fox. I'm proud of you, Naruto. Don't forget that, and always love and protect your loved ones. I will, Two-chan. I promise, and I don't break promises to Bayo. Very good, kid, now go and perfect your water current before doing the others. I'll come back before lunch. In the afternoon we'll be meditating. Okay, Two-chan. Naruto smiled, then continued to practice his breath attack. Many challenges will face our blonde protagonist. With the strength and wrath of a god at his back, will it be enough? God-slaying magic, the power that can be used to slay the gods. People can only harness this in 2 ways. A lacrima implant or to be raised by a real god. God slayers those who has these powers with the help of a lacrima, and demigods those who were raised by a god. Arashishin no water Denrin, Naruto shouted. The breath attack that has enough power to harm a god smashed through the trees. The first row of trees became uprooted, but the following rows the water just pierced through the middle. Naruto, exhausted, went down on one knee. Man, that took a lot of my magic, and I still haven't perfected it yet. Kid Raijin says it's lunchtime, and no, it's not ramen. Kurama appeared behind Naruto. Kara-chan, how did you know that I was gonna ask for ramen? Naruto whined. I know you more than you know yourself, brat, so stop whining and get on my back. The fox grumbles. To make up for the lack of power, since Naruto can't channel even a tail's worth of his power because it's so potent. Although one may argue with the fact that god-slaying magic is more powerful and potent than Biju Chakra, the case is that Naruto, with the adoption of Raijin, has become invulnerable with those elements, but with Kurama's case he isn't compatible with the fox's chakra unless he trained himself with it, but with his current body doing that would be suicide. Anyways, Raijin taught Kurama Titan magic to make up for the lost power and size. Man Kurachan, I hope Tuchan makes ramen for lunch. It's been so long since I had ramen. Looking at Naruto's face and how he looked so serious made Kurama laugh. Brat, you just had ramen for breakfast. Besides, too much ramen isn't healthy for you. That was ages ago, and ramen is the food of the gods, you see, Naruto argued while riding on the fox's enlarged back. Shut up and hold tight, Brat. It's going to be a fast journey. I betcha I can hold on to you, Kurama. Naruto challenged the fox. Do you doubt the speed of the great Kurama, the strongest and fastest of the Bijus? No, but I'm so awesome I can handle it without holding. You're not letting Naruto finish the sentence. Kurama suddenly ran, making Naruto clutch tight to his fur. Kurama! Naruto shouted. You asked for it, Brat. I'm so sorry, Kurama-sama. I won't anger you anymore, Naruto stated while closing his eyes. Too late for that shit, Brat. Nuh! Kurama finally stopped at a clearing with a table in the center, and foods littered atop it, but sadly there was no ramen for our blonde god slayer. See, Brat, I told you, you shouldn't dar. That was awesome! Naruto shouted. He got used to the speed of Kurama halfway throughout the trip. Wait, I thought you were screaming of terror? Kurama asked, genuinely confused. Well, I did halfway, but after I got used to the speed it became the shout of awesomeness. Really, Brat? Shout of awesomeness? I prefer the scream of terror though. Naruto, seeing that he was a kid and going on an argument with the fox just resulted in him losing, did the only thing kids have in their arsenal in insulting. Yup, you guess right, the old stick your tongue out. Real mature Brat. Go on, act like a child. I don't care. Kurama raised his head as if saying, I'm superior, you puny mortal. I am a 4-year-old child, Kurama. That doesn't affect me. That sentence made Kurama blush. Well, he would be if it isn't for the fact that he is awesome and foxes don't blush, ever. And did he mention that he was awesome? Meh, you win this round, Brat. I'll get you next time. Then a chibi Naruto appeared with a flag saying Naruto equals 1 and Kurama equals 0. That's enough, Naruto. Kurama, come on, let's eat. Raijin finally decided to interrupt their admittedly funny bantering. Did you make ramen too, Chan? Naruto asked, hoping. No, eat it too much and you'll never grow. Raijin crossed his arms. But it's the food of the gods, Naruto stated incredulously. No buts, Naruto-chan, now go eat. Fine, Naruto grumbled, although you could hear slight murmurings like, is it too much to have ramen as lunch? Or I hate this icky green stuff. Eat quietly and I'll teach you something new later, Raijin said while smiling. Really? Yes, I'm serious. YOSH. Naruto then proceeded to eat quietly through the course. Promise him ramen and training, he'll do anything for you. Kurama laughed. You're right there, Kurama. Look, dragon. Raijin pointed at the sky. Kurama looked at the sky hoping for some real battle soon, but he didn't see one and looked at Raijin, who was laughing. Wait, Raijin. Sorry, it was easy to fool you too, but instead of training or ramen it's dragons, Raijin said while chuckling. Yeah, you dumb god, just let me eat this steak in peace. The trio then continued to eat lunch relatively in peace, which was rare, so rare in fact that if you compared the trio's peace to a moment in fairy tale where there is no fight, then the peace in fairy tale will seem like a common thing. After lunch. Calm down now, Naruto. I will not be teaching you offensive powers this afternoon, Raijin stated. Oi! I thought this would be fun. Me gonna go practice my breath attack. Naruto stood up from his sitting position and turned to walk away when Raijin's voice stopped him. Tell you what, Brat. Complete this exercise, then I'll give you ramen for dinner. Okay, dinner and breakfast, the storm god offered. Although the dinner and breakfast part already made Naruto perfectly quiet, and as if he was lightning himself went from a standing position to a sitting one. Good, we will now be training you in meditation. You do know that god slaying magic is powerful and potent, right? Well, to help you in controlling its power you need to do meditations every afternoon and training in the morning. How can I meditate, Ota-san? Close your eyes, then inhale and exhale slowly. Try and think of something that makes you relax at first, but you'll think of it less the further you go in your meditation. Truthfully, Raijin didn't believe that Naruto can perfect this at his age, being 7 years old and incredibly hyper. Well, you get the point. Now try to think of something that calms you. Raijin helps Naruto as he sees Naruto's eyebrows crunching. Mao, this is hard to Chan, Naruto complained. Well, you'll have to do this 2 to 3 hours a day, Naruto-chan. Wait, what do I do in meditation? Didn't I tell you already? You have to find the power inside you, then help it flow smoothly. You did not, Tuchan. No, sorry, Naruto-chan, at this age your Tuchan can be quite forgetful. Naruto's sweat dropped. You baka god. The laughing voice of Kurama caught their attention. Hey Kurama. Hello to Brat. Well, come here, Kara-chan. I'm teaching Naruto meditation. Oh, this is interesting, Kurama grinned. Naruto closed his eyes, then thought of something that would relax him. The beach, no too cliché dash. The rain? No too depressing. The lightning. No too awesome. Thinking deeply he inhaled, then the scent of the forest caught his nose. Look at the destruction this brat made, Kurama stated. Yes, although he doesn't have the control very well, the trees should have been unprotected, not pierced through. The current is like a grabbing hand, not a spear. Back to Naruto. He was thinking of the forest when suddenly he felt this calming nature magic inside of him. It was silver in color, in contrast to his white god-slaying magic. Exhaling, he noticed that this silver magic of his wasn't moving. It was just like stagnant water. Inhaling again, he calmed himself and willed the magic to move. It moved, but in small trickles only. Then he willed it to move harder until it was like a flow of a river. Immediately the calm nature of this magic calmed him down, making him feel as if he was one with nature. This calm, oppressing aura calmed his powerful and potent god-slaying magic. Unknown to him, something in his surroundings shocked the immortals. The trees, they were once destroyed, but now where the uprooted trees once stood saplings appeared out of it, then the trees with holes in them, they were slowly being repaired. This brat tch. The blessing of Gia, it must be this silver aura is the power of a primordial, but she has faded, but there is no, it can't possibly be. Kurama, stay with Naruto, I have important matters to attend to. Normally Kurama would fight back and say that it was too troublesome, but the soothing aura that Naruto was excluding also calmed him down. Alright, just be back before dinner. I'd hate to cook ramen, any Karachan. And in a flash of white he disappeared. Naruto opened his eyes and instead of the cerulean blue it was silver in color, signaling the power of primordials. I feel calm, strange, Naruto said. Of course you would. In an unknown matter of events you secretly had the blessing of Gia. Wow indeed, Kit. Fortunately I myself have an experience with this power. You do? Yes, my father also had this blessing. A primordial blessing which is a strength unknown to man. But unlike you he only had a partial blessing, but he was already powerful with that partial boon. Considering who gave that blessing. Who? Chaos, I came here to talk to you about my son. Naruto, yes, you are probably wondering why he has the power of Gia, right? Well, we primordials, instead of fading, we go into slumber, never waking up again. Because if of us has faded, then the balance of the universe will be broken and destruction will occur. Then how did Naruto receive her blessing? Someone tried to take her power, and to ensure that this doesn't happen again I placed that power onto a child. That happens to be your son. I may be overstepping bounds here, Chaos, but do you think the combined power of her blessing and mine will not vaporize Naruto's body? That is what I am scared of. But alas, he is the child of the prophecy, he will endure, Chaos nonchalantly said. If you think that this is a joke, I assure you. Calm down, Raijin. Now Raijin isn't weak, far from it. In fact, you can consider him in one of the top 10 strongest gods in the whole universe. Even the combined efforts of the big three of the Greek gods will have a hard time against him. But that short and calm phrase brought him to his knees. He is considered as one of the strongest, but not the strongest. That belongs to someone else, particularly not the primordial in front of him. The strongest deity is another talk. Thor, even though already has faded, is still considered as the strongest god. But the strongest god alive might be him though. Forgive me, my lord, I went too far. There is nothing to forgive, Raijin. I understand your point. The point is we just have to believe in him. Besides, I wouldn't give that power to him if I didn't think he can control it. Here he is, the strongest being in the universe, having that much faith in one boy. I thank you, Chaos. For now I will come back to Naruto. It is nothing. And Raijin, train him well, seeing with. I hope he can be with that, said Raijin, flashed back to Earthland. When he had arrived, the saplings that once appeared has now become trees. What was amazing was the tree was bigger than before. Hey Raijin, Kurama's lazy voice drawled. Probably the best atmosphere for you, right? Can't blame me. Nature energy is like sake to me. By the way, the brat is in a clearing in the forest. Thank you. Opting to walk there instead of flashing, he went through the path that would take him to his son. The trees, they were never this energetic before. It was like they were celebrating the arrival of Gia, which he attended last time it happened. He arrived at a clearing. A big Nara tree was in the middle, and on its treetops was Naruto, his son, and his pride and joy. Tuchan, I would have thought you would have flashed here. I was enjoying the sceneries you created, son. It was like the power I had before transformed from a raging giant storm to a controlled but more powerful storm. Yes, the blessing of Gia, the primordial fourth in terms of strength, only behind Kronos, Tartaros, and Auranas. Although they are equal in terms of strength, it doesn't change the fact that Auranas is smarter than Gia. Correct, Naruchan. Tomorrow I'm taking you on a hunt. It is time for one anyways. Still remember what I taught you. Yes, the breath attacks. Morph, which lets me favor strength to harden my body, or agility to make me extremely fast. Lightning remnants, and storm ball. Very well, we'll go crocodile hunting. After tomorrow expect your training to be harsher. I will, and I'll be ready for it, bring it on. Naruto shouted. The next day. Now Naruto, just to remind you, these crocodile monster hybrids have thick scales, so normal punches won't work on them at the strength you have now. So I'm gonna have to rely on god-slaying magic, right? But you do have to train me in Gia's blessing, Tuchan. Oh, I will, Naruchan, and you will surely enjoy it. The treacherous smile, however, put ringing bells into Naruto's head. Now you are weird sometimes, Tuchan. Ain't that right? Kurama once again surprised Naruto. Heya Kurama. Heya two brat. You two are mean, Raijin pouted in one corner. Enough of that, Tuchan. Where are the monsters? I want to fight them. Tobeo. Close your eyes, trust me. I'll be transporting you to their location. Raijin grabbed Naruto's shoulder while Kurama jumped onto Raijin's shoulder. Naruto, trusting his father, closed his eyes. Then there was this gut-wrenching feeling that he got, then this spiral feeling, then as if the atoms that make up his body separated, then combined again. As soon as the feeling went out, and he felt that he was in solid land, he landed on his knees. Oh, good for you. You didn't puke. Everybody always puke on their first time. That's cause I'm awesome. Don't buy it, brat, Kurama deadpanned. Anyways, the location of this monsters is in the river a few meters from here, Kurama, and I will be watching from afar. These guys should be easy for you. Watch me, Tuchan, I won't let you down. Rubbing Naruto's head, I know you won't, now go. Naruto then went to the direction of the river. As he walked there, the trees were full of scratch marks, angering him. Though he didn't know why he suddenly felt this way towards nature, maybe because of the blessing of Gia. He expected that as he arrived at the river he would immediately see these monsters, but the lack of those said monsters were irritating him, adding fuel to his anger. Now where are you, you croco monsters, the 7-year-old thought. Then he remembered Raijin's lessons of crocodiles and how they swim in water, if this won't shock them then I don't know what will. He laughed at the little pun he made. Gathering lightning god slaying magic in his hands, ensuring that this will not kill the creatures but only shock them, he dipped his hands into the river. Bright white lightning surged through the river, then a big splash of water appeared, then more than 20 of the crocodile monsters appeared. How many did you say they were again? Kurama asked. 10. The brat will curse you after this. Ma, he can handle it. Kurama just sweat dropped but of course believed him. The power the kid has makes him at about high class B mage, bordering low A class. And these monsters were a low B just because of their thick scales. Damn it, Tuchan, you said they were only 10. The first pair of crocodile monster approach him, albeit a bit unsure of their actions. But of course they are low-class monsters, they have more bronze than brains, and they attacked Naruto head-on, which Naruto answered with a fist encased with storm god magic, punching the other one and kicking the other with his foot also encased with the magic. The two crocodiles died as the powers of a storm raged through their bodies. Now 8 crocodile creature rushed towards him, jumping back and gathering magic. Arashishun no water Denria. These concentrated powerful jets of water smashed into the monsters, knocking them out. Wiping his lips, bring it on. To bail. Now Naruto can transform into pure lightning, water or wind, but transforming into wind is the hardest as it takes the most attention, while water is the easiest, although lightning is the fastest one. Transforming himself to lightning, he zaps to different places, appearing in different spots, further confusing the mass of monsters. Taking it up a notch, he zaps again, but this time leaves a lightning remnant at the spot he landed, then zapped away again. A brave crocodile monster hybrid swiped at the remnant, but sadly it didn't dissipate. The lightning shocked him and knocked him out. Only a few more remaining, he can finish this quickly. But as our young god slayer is not aware of surroundings, a croco monster, as Naruto calls them, appeared at his back, and swiped at him with its tail, smashing him through trees. What in the name of Tuchan? Now Naruto has a lot of patience because of a certain primordial blessing, but the things he hates the most is being surprised and someone wrecking trees. Releasing forth a powerful potent energy which was yellow in color, he disappeared in a flash of yellow. Appearing in front of the monster that tail whipped him, he punched it, and the monster was blown away by the strength of the punch. Looking at the other monsters, he saw that they were afraid, totally scared. Even he then smirked, and said, "That's what you get for angering me, you fools." Unfortunately, he made the same mistake twice, and this time this mistake could end his life, as a 15-foot-tall giant crocodile monster was at his back preparing to punch him. Lo and behold, as Naruto's body turned to water as the crocodile punched. Raijin called this the storm body. With water he can turn himself intangible, and he can't be damaged by any means. While in that form, anyone who touches or hits him will be gripped like iron by the water. With wind he can also turn himself intangible, but instead of hard grip. If an object comes in contact with his wind body, let's say that this body is like 1,000,000 blades of wind, or maybe even higher. In water form he is pretty fast, able to zigzag quickly. In wind form he is faster, disappearing like the wind. But lightning form, that is his fastest form. So fast in fact that the sound of his zapping will reach you after he knocked you out while you are unconscious, so you wouldn't hear that. The beast removed its fist from Naruto's water form, albeit not easily, because he is still young. Its grip is still weak, though lesser creatures than this beast cannot escape from his water form. Zapping away, he threw a lightning ball at the beast, which hit the beast before it could dodge. It let out a massive roar and then ran at Naruto faster than he though. "Oh come on, you croco giant thingy," Naruto screamed. Naruto was about to dodge, but he forgot that there was still one crocodile monster left, and said monster hit him in the chest. The monster grinned. Well, it looked like it. Naruto quickly slammed his hands into the beast's chest and released a small amount of god magic, rendering it unconscious. "How about that, you big fat croco?" His sentence wasn't finished as the beast's tail slammed into his gut. Naruto, Kurama suddenly stands. "No, Kurama, let Naruto handle this. He needs to fight his own battles, and this will teach him some lesson." "Do you care for him?" "He is the descendant of my father Hagoromo. I'll be damned if I let him get killed." "Kurama, do you think I do not care for him? I fought him for 3 years. This is the first of his many challenges. If you coddle him too much, it will be his weakest point." "Fine, Raijin, but if he gets killed?" "Nah, he won't. He got an awesome god for a dad." "You and your inflated ego." Back to the fight. Naruto is leaning on a tree. Small cuts were on his body, but the largest one was at his stomach near his chest. You will be my dinner. Seeing that you defeated my underlings, I will even eat you raw as respect." "You can talk?" "No, I can't," the beast replied sarcastically. "But you just did." There was an awkward silence, then the crocodile monster lunged at him, but he was able to zap away. "When I get you, if you can slowpoke," Naruto taunted. "Damn, my attacks can barely hurt him." Naruto zapped once again, but this time the beast was prepared for it. As soon as Naruto appeared, the beast was there. He was shocked. How did the beast knew he was there? The beast proceeded to punch him in the chest. He barely survived by morphing his body to strength. "How? You think just because I look like them I am as dumb as them? No, I am Krobek, blessed by the Ikshin god Krobek, and I can smell where your lightning will strike. The question is, how did you survive?" Grunting, "That is my secret." He smirked outwardly, but inside he was hurting like hell. Prepared to die, human Naruto watched as Krobek's fist was about to hit him. He closed his eyes, preparing for the worst. But the pain didn't come. As he opened his eyes, he saw the beast, and in front of it was Raijin. But it was not the god that stopped him, but a tangle of roots and branches. "What was the last word Naruto said before he passed out?" "Where am I?" "You're at the temple," Brat Kurama stated at his left. "Where's Raijin Tuchan?" On some business, that business involves Krobek recklessly giving blessing to crocodiles for the umpteenth time without thinking about it. Oh nay Kurama, did I do good in that fight? You could have done better I say, but Krobek was another matter, and that nature power was awesome. Thank you Kurama, Naruto smiled. Meh, this is an oddity, don't expect me to act like this all the time brat. Funny rabbit. Oh Kurama hated many things and one of them is being called a rabbit. Midget. Mao, no fair, I'm just a kid. Who cares shorty? I'm taller than you. Kurama was about to retort but he forgot he wasn't the giant fox anymore. Meanwhile in Naruto's thoughts a chibi Naruto was holding a flag that said Naruto 2 Kurama 0. Sleep again Naruto, you have not yet fully recovered. But I feel awesome, but true to Kurama's words his body ached. See? Sleep and I'll wake you when Raijin arrives. K. Also, thanks Kurama. Naruto then fell asleep. TCH, you brat. Kurama yet smiled then lied on Naruto's foot. Now you had many mistakes Naruto-chan, can you tell me what are those? I wasn't strong enough. You are right and wrong. True, you are not strong enough to physically beat him, but you can plan ahead. Mental game is important in a battle. If you lose the mental game you lose the battle. He continued, you should also think before you act. Don't attack recklessly. You are not powerful enough to beat them in a single flick. Pay more attention to your surroundings. You made that mistake twice. You lost attention in battle. Widen your range of sight. Don't let yourself succumb to tunnel vision. I'm sorry Two-chan. Raijin almost laughed at Naruto's adorable face. But you did good. Those storm balls, oh, and that strength morph before Krobek hit you. Superb, nice instincts Naruto-chan. Two-chan, I will train your mind and body. Learn more techniques. Strengthen those what you learned already. What about Jia's blessing? Well, you see, she is more of a creation type primordial and I'm on the more destructive ones. Raijin smiled apologetically. So what you're saying is you can help me? Yes? Wrong answer. Naruto tackled him, which was the wrong action. In return his body ached, and he rolled himself, which further hurt him. A few minutes later, so had enough yet? Raijin teased Naruto. So mean Two-chan. But you're just too adorable Naruto-chan. Raijin proceeded to hug him, which made Naruto's body hurt. It hurts Ate. Sorry Naruto-chan. Then proceeded to hug him more. Raijin let Naruto enjoy this moment as the upcoming events would certainly test his mental fortitude and physical strength. August 3rd Act 770. Had enough yet? Raijin asked. No, I'm ready for more. Raijin then summoned different kinds of beasts made out of lighting, water and wind, though the catch was Naruto wouldn't use magic. September 20th Act 770. Not fast enough. Think as if you are the lightning, not think of the lightning. Naruto then did as he was told and improved his speed a few milliseconds. Damn, again. And no breaks until you finish this. September 30th Act 770. Ha! Tsutomu Kami Inoikari. Naruto set forth a concentrated power of a raging storm. Better than before but still not the best you can do. Try again. Tsutomu Kami Inoikari this time though the damage was more destructive. Very good. Moving on to Storm God's Raging Fist. You must gather a large amount of magic onto your fist then. October 4th Act 770. The monsters below is an A-class challenge together. They might be not that powerful but they are plenty. You can take them but a fatal mistake may end in a fatal injury and death is even possible. Are you willing? I'm willing to do this, I'm ready. Now go! Naruto dropped from the cliff and onto the awaiting forest Vulcans. Using his control over wind as a cushion to his landing he slammed down and punched the ground. A crater was formed. Even though he was 7 years old his body was blessed by a god. There were those who ran but many still stayed. All in all they number close to 25. Gathering magic in his hands he rushed and attacked the Vulcans, quickly making clones which Kurama taught him. Flashback. July 17th Act 770. Brad, I'm gonna teach you something. Oh what? You do remember that we are not from here, right? Yeah, we were transported because of a dimensional tear that happened when my biological Two-chan fought this masked guy. Correct, we are originally from a world called Elemental Nations, a world of shinobi. Shinobis have different techniques called jutsus which are similar to magic yet totally different. However, in an impossible scenario you monstrous chakra combined with your magic, making you capable of doing magic and jutsu. Wow. Wow indeed. I'm gonna teach you a technique called henge. You can channel chakra by channeling magic seeing that they are infused. Flashback end. The next thing he taught Naruto was Kawarimi, which was handy, then the Kage Bunshin, then many more. Then as if they were a storm 5 Narutos including the original attack the Vulcans, they released many forms of god-slaying magic, and a few lighting jutsus here and there. The fight ended in just 1 minute. They were no match for Naruto's powerful attacks. That was your best record, although some of them ran away. I was too awesome. You really are my son, Raijin grinned. October 10th Act 770. Happy birthday Naruto. Raijin greeted. Happy birthday brat. Kurama also greeted him. A cake was in front of him. Today was currently his birthday, to be specific his 8th birthday. Here is a gift from me Naruto-chan. Raijin gave him a box wrapped in cover. Naruto immediately opened it and smiled at what he saw. Wristbands with an image of lightning and a vest made out of black crocodile skin. Is this skin? Yes, to winners go the spoils. These bands have special metal imbued in them, and you can summon lightning easier with this. Thank you Two-chan. Now Kurama has something to give to you. Really? Believe it or not brat, I do have something for you. Raijin gave Naruto Kurama's gift. Like Raijin's it was also wrapped. It was big, almost 5 feet in length. Opening it he was shocked at what he saw, a beautiful bronze katana, and a white coat with flames licking at its bottom. Like the wristbands, this is also made out of special metal called celestial iron, bronze in color, can only be mined in the celestial world where even the celestial spirits themselves don't know of this place. The coat is the design of the original coat of your biological father. Hugging Kurama and Raijin. Thank you Tuchan. Kurama, well go on, blow the candle. Naruto once again looked at his cake. It was designed like a ramen bowl, with fish cake as toppings instead of flowers and candles shaped like a chopstick. Once he blew the candle they all ate peacefully and quietly. November 24th X770. These storm beasts are different from the individual element beasts that you battled. These are much more stronger. Much stronger in fact that I will only send you 5 beasts to battle. Also the rule, no eating them, and no using jutsus or magic, only hand-to-hand combat. I know, here comes the Naruto storm. He observed the wolf-like creatures, and they surely looked more powerful than before. Instead of petite agile forms they were muscled and powerful. Calculating the best possible moves he went towards one and attacked it. The roar of the wolf sends shivers down his spine, but he faces it. The wolf watched him looking for a twitch of a muscle, dropping into a stance. He taunted the wolf and he got what he asked for, a powerful bite that would have tore off his arm, but he luckily dodged it and punched the wolf at the back. The wolf, stunned by the strong punch, was unable to do something as the 8-year-old punched him yet again. The beast dissipated in a crack of a thunder, gust of wind and a drizzle of water. The remaining beasts stalked towards him and surrounded him. This is gonna suck. December 12th X770. Katon, Gakukyu no Justin. Naruto blowed out fire as big as a 6-foot man. Good, bigger than last time. Now practice Ranton. Ranton, or Storm Release, although weaker than Storm God slaying magic, is still powerful in its own right, black in color, and can only be accessed if you have a certain tattoo which originated from a shinobi blessed by Raijin, though he didn't need a tattoo. The tattoo was more of like a permission that person is gonna control the storm. Naruto Raijin's voice brought him out of his thoughts. Tuchan, come here son. My time here in the world is coming to an end. I wish you wouldn't go away Tuchan. I do too, but after a god loses too many of his followers he fades. In my case I should have faded 8 years ago, but when you arrived you gave me hope. You were the first son I had and the last one too. By this point Naruto was already crying. Kurama has a few tears in his eyes too. When I leave I want you to be strong, don't mope around and cry. You are Naruto Thundercake Namakase, you are strong, you are my son. When I fade Kurama I want you to transplant the lacrima that will appear to Naruto. There will also be a book where my power is contained. Open that after you have transplanted the lacrima. My power will be transferred to you, making you the world's first god slayer and demigod. I love you Tuchan, please don't leave me. I love you too Naruto-chan. This past 8 years have been the most wonderful time of my life. I may not be here physically but I am there in your heart. The most important thing in relationships is the love. Don't waste time acting like an emo and instead date some women, maybe have a harem or two. You fool, even when fading you are still like that. Kurama was actually crying. The two had a deeper friendship than Naruto would have thought. Protect him Kurama, for in him is Indra and Ashura, the 1 in a million chance that it will happen, and Naruto happened to be lucky. Then he must be what Hagoromo talked about. Yes, he is the one. Protect him, and if you can train his Rin as Sharingan. What are you talking about? Adult things. I can't handle it anymore. I'm gonna fade any moment now. Always remember that I love you Naruto-chan. And with that Raijin Thundercake, one of the strongest gods, faded. Tiu-chan. Naruto was enveloped in a shroud of storm magic and was already gathering storm clouds above his head. Enough Naruto, he wouldn't want you to be like that. Come on, I must transplant the lacrima quickly. But Naruto wouldn't budge, so Kurama has no choice but to knock him out. I'm sorry was the last word Naruto heard before he was knocked out. And so the sleeping beauty awakens. Kurama's voice boomed. Huh? Kurama? How? It seemed like yesterday's events have finally been remembered when his face went from confusion to hurt to sadness, then finally a face of acceptance. So Tuchan really did fade, huh? He may have faded, but he is still in our hearts, brat. Don't forget what he said, be strong. It hurts so bad. Naruto hugged Kurama, who accepted it this time. I know, I hurt too. Raijin was a close friend of mine. Although he might be a fool, he was my closest friend. Naruto looked at Kurama and knew that he wasn't the only one hurt in the ordeal. It hurts, but Tuchan said he's in my heart, and in yours too. We just have to live on for his name. TCH brat, overgrown rabbit, chibi, Fuzzy-chan. Silence then, really? That's the best you can do? Furry-chan? Mao, Kurama so mean. I am the great Kurama, capable of destroying mountains, causing tsunamis and great destruction with a flick of your tail. Correct. Still a bunny rabbit though. But Kurama, calm down. You know when gods fade they leave lacrima and a book at the site where they died, right? Yes. Raijin wanted me to implant that lacrima into your body. To fill that lacrima you must absorb the power in the book. For others this has a survival rate of 30%. Because Raijin is extremely powerful it lowers to 10%. Fortunately you are trained and blessed by Raijin, so this wouldn't hurt you the slightest, Kurama stated. The latter explained because of Naruto's worry. I still wanna hug Tuchan. I miss him already, Naruto quietly said. He wouldn't like you to be sad like this, so if you love your Tuchan you will stop moping around. Sniffing his nose he puffed up his chest and exclaimed, I'm gonna be one of the strongest mage in the world. I'm gonna make Tuchan proud. That's more like it, brat. Anyways, I already implanted the lacrima in your body. The only thing that needs to be done is the book. Although it is sometimes said that the soul of the god is in the book, which is a lie since gods don't have souls. Thank you, Kurama. Where's the book? Here. Kurama gave Naruto the leather-bound book with his tail. He touches it, and feels its tremendous power. Alright, all or nothing. He opened the book, then a flash of lightning, then a rush of power ran through his body and lots of information rushed through his brain. Some of this information he did know, but there were still some that he didn't know. As the light faded he landed on his butt. The rush of information put him on a zombie-like state. As the information was sorted, the once passive child now moved. Wow indeed, you certainly have changed. Huh. Conjuring up a water mirror, which he did by using the particles of moisture in the air. He looked at the mirror, nothing changed except that his hair grew longer. The whisker marks are almost faded and his eyes, they were like the storm now. Instead of cerulean blue, they were now different shades of white, blue and black. We can't stay here, we must go to the outside world. It is time for you to grow. Alright Kurama, let's go. Making sure that all the necessary items are in his equipped dimension, he stepped out the temple and took one look at it, then walked forward with Kurama on his shoulders, never looking back once. The past may have been full of hurt, and so may the present, but you have to keep fighting for the future to have peace. Onibus Town. Whoa, there are lots of attractions down here, Kurama. Told ya, festivals are the best. Wow, ramen. No, we just came here fine, but if our jewels run out I blame your addiction of ramen. And as I kept telling you, it won't. Raijin has lots of bank accounts under many different personas, which fortunately I now own as written in his will. While the sake we can drink. See, Naruto just shook his head. Sitting on the ramen stand he was shocked when a girl probably 5 years his seniors popped out and asked, what's your order? Whoa, Nei-chan. I was shocked. Naruto laughed while blushing. Kawaii is the female universal law. When a female sees an adorable object, organism or anything that is adorable, they must yell out the word of doom. I'll take an extra large miso ramen, Nei-chan, and 2 ounces of steak for this little fella. 2-chan customers. Good morning, child, what's your name? An old man asked, coming out the back of the stand. Naruto Namikaze. I'm Hiroki and this is my daughter Misaki. Naruto smiled at them. This is my partner Kurama. Say hi to them, Kurama. The fox just opened his right eye then closed it again, making his 3 other companions sweat drop. Anyways, Oyaji, I'll take an extra large miso ramen and 2 ounces of steak for the lazy fox. Coming right up. As soon as the noodles were cooked, he separated his chopsticks and yelled it at Kimasu. But he just got this certain feeling that in another world he would be in a similar stand like this. As he ate, new customers sat on the vacant seat. He can't help but overhear their conversation. Did you heard about the village overrun by monsters? Oh yes, the lumber village? They were attacked by a group of ape-like monsters, or so I've heard. Naruto got fired up at what he heard and immediately finished his ramen, then stood up. Kurama, who coincidentally also finished with his food, stared at Naruto with confusion. Just a bowl of ramen? Nay, mister, where's this village you speak of? Just half a mile from here, follow the trail and it would lead you there. But that village is dangerous. Thanks, mister. Oyaji, the jewel is on the table and keep the change, arigato. Naruto then picked up Kurama and ran as fast as he can to the outskirts of the village. Where we going, brat? Monster huntin'. Well, this is exciting. Come on, put me down. When you reach the outside of the village I'll run until there so we can get there faster. Alright. Naruto pumped his fist high. As they reached the outskirts he saw a trail leading to a path with trees on each side of it. Dropping Kurama he stood back as a flash of white appeared and Kurama grew from a baby fox to one the size of a horse. Hoppin'. Naruto did as he was told and held on tightly, knowing how fast Kurama can be. After a few minutes of travel they came upon a wrecked town. Forest Vulcans by the looks of it. Aye, they can be quite destructive when mad, though they are stupid, and can be easily beaten. Hopping off Kurama he observed the village. Something wasn't right here. There is only one way to find out. Let's go to where the Vulcans are. Fine, but you owe me 3 bottles of sake. Geez, you drunkard. Fine, I will. Naruto glared at Kurama as Kurama released its paws off the chest of Naruto. The duo walked into the forest, and was shocked when there was no signs of destruction or whatsoever. Something smells wrong. You're right. See, as opposed to dragon slayers who only has heightened senses of hearing and smelling, the god slayers have heightened body composition, which means denser muscle mass, bones, physical strength, as well as heightened sense of sight and smell. Mages. What are they after? Dunno, but I'm gonna beat them. He probably can. While at 8 years old, don't let his age fool you, he is as strong as middle A-class mages. Jumping down, Naruto said, so what did you do to the village? Whoa, man! A kid. I know, Zack, we have eyes. Why you? Stop it, you fools, the possible leader of the group shouted. Yes, boss. The men shouted. What did you do to the village? Naruto asked, eyes narrowing. Well, it was said they have treasure in their office that they found from the forest, but the only thing that was there was a weird plant. And how did it look like a group of Vulcans attacked? I myself have a control spell, so controlling their dumb leader is easy. When I controlled him and tasked him to destroy the village, the others continued. And the villagers? Unfortunately, they all evacuated before the Vulcans arrived. The only upside is we killed their strongest men. Naruto was nearing his limit now, these men destroying a plant then killing men. They have opened the Naruto rage which he rarely felt. Powerful wind surrounds his body, making his coat flap. Then he looked at the group. You have angered me. Oh look, the kid is angry. Come on, let's run. Then Naruto stopped channeling his powers and asked, really? The group face faulted, no, we were just being sarcastic. Oh, well then I gave you one chance to surrender, don't blame me if you cry. I'd like to see you try. A big bull of a man said. Naruto this time summoned water powers, Mizu Suraisa. Discs of water rushed towards the villains, after which all but the big bully and the leader was conscious. In the leader's case he dodged, and in the big man's was he took it. Like a boss. "But this fires me up," the big man said. It removed the trench coat, and he was shocked at what he saw, a bull man or man bull, whatever you call it. "Well, what are you?" "I'm Taurus Mu." "That's right, aside from being a psychic, I am a celestial wizard user too." He looked at the enemy pair, although the Taurus was smiling. Something in his eyes says guilt. "Well, I'd defeat you all the same." This time going for the lightning power, he turned his body to lightning and sucker punched the leader of the group. "You?" Naruto asked Taurus. "Mu arigato." Naruto, feeling confused, asked why. Celestial spirits have no choice but to obey their master. They must follow whatever their owners want, and this guy Mu made me wreck many things. Mu. "Oh, no problem then. Mu, how would you feel like being a celestial mage?" "What's that?" "It's a holder-type magic." The duo were shocked when a man, or was it a talking tree, appeared out of the shadows stroking the sleeping Kurama's fur. Naruto suddenly tensed his muscles. "Who are you, and what are you doing with Kurama?" "I'm Warad Sequin, the fourth god of Ishgar." Naruto knew what those are: the 10 wizard saints, the strongest mages in the land of Fiori. He knew who they were, just not what they looked like. Raijin taught him this. Amazement was seen on Naruto's face. "But it's a joke," Naruto facepalmed. "But saying that is also a joke. The tree man who is known as Warad, or was he not Warad, said, 'Who are you really?' 'I am Warad Sequin. I gave a special plant of mine to a child, but as I sensed that it was destroyed, I came to where it was last located. Then I felt the sounds of battle, and came here and stumbled upon this fox.'" "Oh, so what is a celestial mage?" Raijin probably taught him that, but he probably forgot it also. "A type of holder mage which allows you to summon spirits from another dimension. They are separated into 2 colors. The silver one, which signifies that it is not one of 12 main zodiac, and the golden ones, which signifies the spirit is strong, and it is one of the 12 zodiacs." "Wow, which is a joke," Warad laughed. "I kid, it is not. That is Taurus, one of the 12 main celestial spirits," Warad explained. "Mu, I am ultra-powerful Mu." "Wow, Taurus-san, so how do I become your partner?" "Mu, you must be mistaken. When we sign the contract, you will become my master Mu." "No, I fight besides my nakamas, not behind them, and you will be my nakama, right?" "Mu, you are an inspiration, Naruto-san. Such mature thoughts. And what is this? I get this nature vibe from him," was the thoughts of Warad. As the bull and child made a contract, he watched them and observed them. Truly this child is powerful by the feel of his magic alone. A raging yet perfectly calm storm, waiting for the chance to release its anger in one perfect wrath. "Mu, we cannot yet finalize this deal, Mu. My previous owner must willingly give me to you, Mu." Naruto walked to the unconscious man and shook him up. "Wake up." The man groggily opened his eyes. "Why you? Please allow Taurus to be my partner." "Over my dead body." The man crossed his arm. "Okay." Naruto channeled wind magic to his hands and brought it near to the man, but the man said quickly, "No, please. I willingly sever my contract with Taurus the bull." Then the man passed out and wet his pants, which was funny because it was a child who scared him. "Mu, the deal is now complete. See you soon, Naruto Dano Mu." A bright flash, then Taurus was gone. Naruto looked at his back and still saw Warad there. "Warad-sama, you are still here? Please drop the sama. Although I am ranked 4th in the 10 wizard saints, I assure you many mages out there are more powerful than me. I do not know any offensive spells actually." This old man, even though he jokes, the part about being not strong is a lie. He can sense the nature magic inside him. With that power, "You're lying, Word-sama. In my current state I cannot beat you." "Haha, so you saw through my facade?" Impressive. At such a young age, many more powerful mages will still fall to that trick. They train just their bodies and not the mind, but I train my mind as well as my body. Very good indeed. Say, why do I feel nature magic inside you? It's a long story, Aji-san. It started when Raijin, who was. After Naruto was done telling his story, Warad was shocked. He knew that dragons existed and that they trained humans in the art of dragon slaying, but god slayers? He knew they also exist, but to be actually trained and adopted by one? But it was a joke. Warad widened his eyes. "Gotcha, Oyaji." "Ha ha, certainly you did, Naruchan. Say, how would you feel if you changed your name to Sequin?" Warad offered. "For real? Seems like you haven't found yourself a teacher in nature arts yet. Who better to teach you than myself? Besides, nobody would doubt my word if I said that you are my grandchild." "I want to, but I feel like I don't know you that well yet." "Sorry," Naruto explained. "Very good, you passed the first test. Other people will just accept the offer without thinking. Come on, let us go to my house." "How?" "Turn to your right," which Naruto did. "And that is a joke, ho ho ho." "Ma. Oyaji, you're driving me nuts." "Well, I'll be driving a flower, not a nutso." "I meant that metaphorically." "I know, but I meant mine literally." Then Naruto was shocked when he was lifted above the ground. He looked down and saw a giant pink flower. "Wow. I know, right? More than half a century of living and I am still amazed." Warad from behind. "So where's your house, Oyaji?" "It's still far, but with how fast they were going, Naruto doubts if they don't arrive there in a few minutes." True to his thoughts, they did arrive after a few minutes, and for a man as famous renowned as Warad, it was simple. So simple in fact that it was more of like a storage house. Walking in, he felt high levels of nature energy. Naruto wondered where that came from. Warad entered after Naruto and opened the lights, and he was shocked at what he saw. His plants, they were blooming wide and they felt happy. Was this because of Naruto's presence and the blessing of Jia? Beautiful, right? Yes, so wonderful. Many people look down on nature because it centralizes on peace. They say nature lacks offense, but the wrath of nature is much more ferocious than that of a man. How? Once you have accessed nature's spiritual flow onto your body, it becomes magic. But those who gathers nature's energy into their physical body, they become one in nature. A calm rage is more dangerous than a blind rage. Nature energy automatically calms your thoughts and feelings, strengthen your body and many other things. Wow, I didn't know that, but what is the difference of nature's spiritual flow to nature energy? Nature energy is much deeper than the spiritual flow of energy. The latter is more of like the outer shell covering this mass of energy called nature energy. Once you have accessed this energy, it enables you to do great feats. Sign me up for that training, Ji-chan. Warad smiled. Rest for tomorrow is training. Before sleeping though, they ate dinner which consisted of steaks, grilled vegetables and a potato which Warad claims he stole from the neighbor. Lying on his bed he shed a tear and said, I will do it too, Chan. I will master nature energy. Then he let the darkness take over him. The next day, the first step towards manipulating nature energy is controlling your emotions. Sit under that waterfall for 10 minutes without any reaction. Yash! I shall do it, if not then I will run around the forest blindfolded. That's the spirit, Naruto-chan. Removing his coat and the vest, he jumped in the waterfall only to feel nothing. Huh! What's supposed to happen? Naruto tilted his head. The water that goes through that falls is near 5 degrees Celsius. Normal humans at first touch will immediately be cold, but as I suspected, as you are immune to any temperature of water. If you knew that, then why did you make me do it? I was kidding you, was Warad's quirky response. Naruto looked at Warad then said, it's gonna be a long training, Oyaji. Not as long as my patience though. Warad's face suddenly turned serious, staring Naruto out of his wits. Here was the 4th strongest mage in the entire Fury. I'm sorry. Naruto quickly bowed. It was a joke. Silence soon came after, then the both of them laughed. You know, you're not a bad company, Oyaji. But Warad didn't reply but instead looked as if he was reminiscing about something. To train you, we must go to a special place. To go there we must once again ride the special flower. Where will we be going? That is, Naruto leaned in anticipating what will be coming. A secret. Then he fell down head first. Warajishin, jokes aside, we will be going to a place where there are rock formations so high it surpasses the clouds. Anybody else would die except for sages, or in your case can survive in high pressure areas. Bring it on! Naruto shouted. Warad once again summoned the flower. Then they traveled to a place unknown to Naruto. A few minutes later, this is a secret training ground for wizard saints, Warad explained. Why am I here? It's secret, not private. Anybody can use it but not everybody can locate it. Naruto surveyed the field, and certainly it fulfilled its purpose. Craters so big littered around the training ground that puny average mages couldn't hope to match it. Heck, even in his best day his craters were only a quarter of that big. As part of your training you shall repair this land back to its perfect form. That big? Oh, when you're done training this will be a piece of potato. What's with you and potatoes, Warajishin? One shall not go to that topic. Naruto wisely shut his mouth off. See that rock formation over there? Naruto looked at where the 4th god of Ishgar is pointing. The one with spikes at the bottom? Yes, you must sit on a plate on the top of that formation without moving. Gee, I guess so. Once you fell from the top you'd die if you fell to those spikes. If you're worried about the spikes, don't worry. I will catch you if you fall. Naruto sighed in relief. If I do not fall asleep, then started feeling nervous again. There are dangers in training nature magic. One mistake and it could change your life. It's the reason why I became like this, a human in the form of a tree. Naruto doubted his decision in training nature magic. But I am here. I will not let you commit the same mistakes I did. Naruto looked at Warad with a look of hero worship. Sugoi. Now back to the topic of training. Warad explained how the training works. In the end Naruto just said one thing, bring it on. January 15th x 771. So far Naruto has progressed well into training Jia's blessing. At the moment Naruto can now sit still at the plates for a long time, while not forever, as our hero is now pummeling down the cliff, his eyes buggering out. Warajishin. But Warad still has his eyes closed, seeming as if he wasn't hearing anything. By now Naruto has tears in his eyes and shouting he was too young to die. An idea popped into his head, channeling magic. He prepared to turn himself into nothing, closed his eyes, then. Nothing happened. That's right, he cannot at the moment channel lightning magic. He was screwed, that was for sure. He was only 5 feet away from the spikes, closing his eyes. Thud, thud, thud. Opening his eyes he was shocked, as instead of being impaled by these spikes he instead crushed said spikes. Congratulations, Naruto-chan. You have now partially completed nature mode. Naruto now confused. How? And why partially? As you can see you have barely felt anything, right? Then you are one with the earth. Anything that is a product of the earth cannot hurt you, such as trees, earth and water. Wow. Wow indeed. Nature mode can be quickly identified as you are now enveloped in a green aura, a yellow marking that is in your forehead, and a tribal tattoo in both of your arms. In your case it's a silver aura with gold markings and tattoos. Why can't I use any other powers of mine? Because nature energy is so hard to control. Your brand doesn't have the power to simultaneously conjure a different kind of magic while controlling nature energy. This is the drawback of nature mode. But you can probably summon a celestial spirit while in that form. Come on, try it. Naruto nodded, then once again gathered magic, held out Taurus key, then shouted, Gate of the Golden Bull, Taurus, open Chi. A bright light shined in the massive training ground. Moo! You have called me Naruto Dano. Sorry for disturbing you, but I had accessed nature mode and I wanted to find out if I can summon you. Moo! No problem, Naruto Dano. Taurus was huffing his chest, proud that his summoner was a strong one. Well, you can go back now, Taurus. See you soon. Moo. Arigato Naruto Dano. I will take my leave then. With that, the celestial spirit was gone in a flash of white. Now that you have accessed nature mode, you now cannot turn back to your original form. You're kidding me, Oyaji. But Warod was not even joking by the looks of his face. You're not. How can I now do Slayer magic and jutsus? It was a joke. Warod was now smiling fully. Mao. Not fair, Warajishin. Warod then turned serious. Your time in this form is limited, but as you strengthen and train more your nature magic, you can maximize the time limit, even access it forever, seeing as you have Jia's blessing. But you are not yet done in training. Nature mode is only a short boost for nature magic users, and even now your nature mode is still incomplete. While you have the heart and body boom of the mode, you still have no access to other spells in nature mode. At this, Naruto looked down. The boon was only like his morph. Only the heart and skin is accessed without sacrificing his speed. But don't feel down, nature mode grows as you grow too. Like a tree reaching high heights as it grows, was the sagely reply of the god of Ishgar. You make me feel like I can do anything, Jishin. That is the role of the elders, Naruto-kun. We must pave the way so that the next generation will surpass us, Warod said while looking at the now setting sun. Come on, it's getting late. Don't want any demons to come and get you, right? Not scared, Oyaji. Speaking of, where's Kurama? In an unnamed town. Give me more booze, damn it. The bartender was scared shitless. A talking fox has emptied his stash of alcohol and still was searching for more. We don't have any alcohol anymore. The bartender was now sweating bullets. No alcohol, you said. The poor man was now whimpering, and you can see the soul of the slumped man going out of his body. Fortunately for the man in the town, Kurama sensed he was being called by Naruto. TCH, at a time like this, be grateful, you puny mortal, that you haven't received my wrath yet. To this day, the legend of the talking fox and the power it had scared the villagers so much that they named their town the Kitsune Town in honor to the fox, so that when he returns he will be calmed by the honor in his name. They made a statue of the three-tailed fox for extra measure. Ward's house. No alcohol, the man said. Such blasphemy. When will you stop being a drunkard, Kurama? When you can touch your ass with your tongue. Naruto hits Kurama's snout with his hand. Language, you silly fox. Kurama didn't talk anymore after that, but if you listen closely you can hear mutterings of Mother Hen, and he's not my two-chan. Tada. Sausage and veggies for Naruto and a steak for Kurama. Warod was at the table outside his home, presenting the dishes he prepared. Itadakimasu. They all shouted, then dug into the meal. Today you shall train in the more known power of nature magic. You mean creating trees, right? Correct, but in your case, as you have access to Jia's blessing, you can control the earth too. Warod stated cheerily. But how? Feel your nature magic? Yes, it's this strong yet calm magic that calms my Slayer magic. That must be the effect of Jia's blessing. Anyways, I want you to feel the spirit of nature. Naruto did as he was told, closed his eyes and tried to feel the spirit of nature around him. Breathing in deep, then exhaling, then again and again, but no, he just can't feel it. Why can't I feel it? Warod was shaking his head. Then I don't know. Naruto face faulted. It was a joke. Then a gust of wind blew. You are feeling the magic around you, not the spirit of nature. To find it, feel the earth, the wind, anything that is a part of the earth. Naruto tried once again and calmed his nerves. He felt the earth, strong and firm, and the rushing waters, fierce yet disciplined. He connected these feelings, and was he shocked as the combination of the two attacked his senses. Very good, you must have felt the combined power of earth and water, right? Naruto nodded. In order to control trees or make one, you must first master the earth element first. Naruto nodded once again. Feel the firmness of the earth, its strength. Hold to that feeling and access your nature magic. Once you gathered it, imagine a wall of earth rising in front of you. Closing his eyes, he gathered said magic, imagined a wall of earth in front of him. Wah! He screamed as a 10-foot wall was summoned. Warod was surprised. He knew the wall that Naruto would make would be sturdy, but he didn't expect it to be that big. Very good. But you wasted a lot of magic using that. You should have only used a small amount of magic to create something that big. Naruto was panting. His reserves were far from empty. So far in fact that it was still larger than the four gods of Ishgar's magic reserves combined. But the effort it took to erect that wall was staggering. I know, and I won't give up. At the shade of the tree Kurama was lying, one eye open. Become strong, Naruto, you have the will of my father, and with that I put my trust into you. Naruto once again tried the wall. He was more successful this time. Only time will tell how strong he will be in the future. Time and hard work. It was a month since he had practiced nature magic with Warod. He can now control earth fluidly, but not like an extension of his body that Naruto was aiming for. A few more weeks and he'll get it down. But at the moment Warod was not home. He was in a meeting with other wizard saints, and Naruto was bored, so he went to a nearby town to see something worth buying. There was a competition that caught his eye. He looked at the rules and found that they were not that hard, then looked at the prices and his eyes went wide. For each challenge there would be a prize. In the contest there were 5 golden keys which were found by an archaeologist, which he had no use for, so he set up a competition where, for every round a prize is random. It could be 1,000 jewels to a golden key. Naruto was in the middle of a challenge, the Scorpion Pool. He hoped this time he had luck. The last 3 times he won he received 100,000 jewels and a golden shovel. Yes, a golden shovel. He is now swimming through the pool of scorpions, with poison so deadly that 10 stings will mean death. but fortunately he had nature mode, which in the rules wasn't listed in the things illegal. He finished the challenge as one guy was fished out of the pool as 3 scorpions already stinged him. The archaeologist spoke and the winner for round 5 is Naruto Sequin. The crowd was roaring as Naruto raised his hands. And for your prize. The archaeologist fished something out of the box and he was giddy at what the man pulled out, a golden key, Scorpio to be exact. What coincidence. A golden key for your wonderful efforts. Naruto bowed to the man, but as soon as he turned around he saw 2 different people glaring at him. Judging by the silver keys at their waists, they must be fellow celestial mages. Brat. That should have been mine. What are you saying, old hag? I won it fair and square, and introduce yourself first. Naruto countered. I'm Karen Lilica. A mage from Blue Pegasus. 2 months in Fiori, and this was his first time seeing a guild member. Wow, a guild member. Watch out, brat, the next key is mine. No, it's mine. A voice interrupted them. The duo looked at the 3rd celestial mage. I'm Frisia and I will get the next one. The trio looked at each other, flames in their eyes. There will be many more rounds and many more prizes to be received for the next round you will be doing. The next round involved using a knife to hit the apple from a dummy's head 10 feet away. For someone like Naruto it was easy picking. He received fortunately a golden key again. This time it was Virgo, then the next one came, then the next. After a few rounds and a few prizes that has no interest to him, a new challenge was brought forth. The next challenge is impressing the crowd. Frisia summoned his spirit, Iguro, a man dressed in an eagle costume who proceeded to sing but was terrible. The crowd threw different kind of trashes at him. Depressed at this, the filler character just ran away so that the battle will be left to the 2 left celestial mages. Naruto formed different kinds of shape with earth and water, making the crowd cheer for him. As his time was up he smirked at Karen, who growled in annoyance, then glared at him, then smiled. Walked to the stage, then removed her jacket, which left her big breasts, which was covered by a bikini top, open to the eyes of men. The crowd roared excitedly but still has the same cheer that Naruto has. The archaeologist once again walked to the stage. Who wins this round? Send your votes to the men at the side of your rows of seat. After everything was done and counted, the creator of the competition announced the winner for this round is it's a tie between Naruto and Karen. The pair was shocked, then flames appeared at their eyes again. Glaring at each other, they only stopped when the speaker announced again. To make this fair, you 2 must pick heads or tails to know which box will be given to you. Heads. Naruto shouted. Tails. Karen picked. A man showed the contents of the box, which left Naruto crying and Karen smiling, for in Naruto's box was a silver key and Karen's was a golden one, Aries to be exact. You win this round, Karen. I'll win the next rounds. And true to his words, as the moon appeared and the challenges were done, Naruto won the next rounds, winning the remaining 2 golden keys and gaining 1 more silver key, while making him 500,000 jewels richer. At the end he had 5 golden keys, which were Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Virgo and Pisces, and 2 silver keys, the dog and Crux. As he walked home, Kurama now accompanying him, he was telling Kurama about his day. And there was this boiling tub of acid that was in the way, but fortunately I crossed that barely, so I received the gate of the lion that round. Hurrah! And you in spirits, you know how my day was spent? Let me guess, geez, booze? You got it, brat. When you grow up you'll drink this stuff too, and I'll make you eat your words. As if Kurama. It was 9 o'clock when they arrived at Ward's home. Well, his grandfather now, to make things easier, and he wholeheartedly agreed the time he spent with Warad. He was treated like a grandchild and he was excited to finally have family again. Jishin, Naruto-chan. Why were you outside so late? Warad asked, but unknown to Naruto he was watching him compete with the help of a crystal bull. I entered a competition and got this awesome prizes. Warad's face turned serious. Naruto, seeing his grandfather's serious face, was scared. Good job on winning those. Warad's face once again was smiling. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. Come on, let's eat, you must be tired. Tell me about the challenges you passed. Warad asked, while he already knew a few of those. He didn't saw that many because he was still in the Wizard Saint meeting. Well, I had this rival who was a mage from Blue Pegasus. Ho, a guild member, huh? Did I tell you I was a part of a guild once? Now that you mention it, no. Well, I am part of the founding members of the guild Fairy Tail, who is rumored to be the strongest guild in Fiori. Wow. But why Fairy Tail? It was said by my old friend Mavis, who is the first master of Fairy Tail, and also known as the... Wait, Mavis? As is Mavis Vermilion? Correct. Raijin Tuchan taught to me her feats but had not included the part where she is a guild master. Well, moving on, she said, do fairies have tails? Do they even exist like them? This place serves as an eternal mystery and never-ending adventure. Wow, I want to join that guild too, Jishin. Well, you'll have your turn when you reach 12 years old. That long? Why not earlier? I want you to finish your training first. Naruto nodded, then continued his first agenda, telling his adventure for the day. Well, a week later. It was a week after the competition, and he was currently practicing earth magic. He can now control it as if it was second nature, but not as good as his storm god's slaying magic. At the moment he was being attacked by tree branches courtesy of Warad, while he fended those off with earth pillars and walls. Stone Buddha, a giant hand appeared and stopped the rushing tree branches. Granted that the attack was weakened, but for Naruto to stop that impressed Warad. Your earth training is now finished. You can now sign the contract with your new spirits. Naruto nodded excitedly. The deal was he couldn't summon the spirits until he had perfected earth magic, which should be easy enough to be perfected in a month and 1 week. Of course it helped that he had Mother Nature's blessing. Going to a clearing, he brought out his keys and determined that he wanted to get the Silver Keys contract down first. Summoning the gate of Nicola, a puff and a small figure with a horn for a nose appeared. Pun the spirit talked. What a cute spirit! Now what days are you available? After he was down with the two spirits, he moved on to the golden keys. Summoning the first key he received in the competition, once again bright light filled the clearing and out came a dark-skinned man with hair red on one side and white on the other. Who? We are. Nice to meet you, Scorpio-san. I am Naruto, your future partner. Scorpio smiled. You must be the boy Taurus is talking about. I go into battle with my partners, not summons. We are. Nice to meet you, Naruto Dano. With our sand I will commit to you in battle. Naruto's sweat dropped in the our sand. He was a single person. So when are you free? As the contract was finalized and the two shook hands, Scorpio yelled out a final we are before disappearing. Gate of the maiden, open thee. What do you need me for, master? As the light disappeared, he was shocked at what he saw. A female in a skimpy maid uniform / Nice to meet you. I'm Naruto. The process was the same, but by the time it ended Naruto was blushing as Virgo was spewing words such as you can punish me if you like and please whip me, master. Next was Pisces, which was revealed to be two fishes, if you can call them that. They were massive but transformed to their human form, where the black one is the mother and the gray one is the son. All in all, it was simple and fun. The last one he prepared for, he was summoning the leader of the celestial spirits, as Taurus once explained. Gate of the lion, open thee. A man in a suit with wild spiky hair, and wearing glasses appeared out of the light. Pleasure to meet you. Naruto bowed. No need to bow, Naruto-kun. I am the leader of the 12 zodiac spirits, Loke. How did you know my name? You were creating quite the rumors, fighting with spirits, not just standing still before them. Frankly, I'm impressed. Thank you, Loke-san. Anyways, I can come out if I want to, seeing as I am more powerful than the others. So don't be shocked if you see me without summoning me, the leader of the zodiac spirits said. Noted. So when are you free? I am free all the time. I don't have that many responsibilities even though I am the leader. If you need me, just summon me again. Farewell then, Naruto-kun. With that, Naruto sat down, tired from the day's exciting events. He looked up the sky. Two-chan, just watch me, I will become the strongest mage in Earthland. Naruto then walked back to Ward's house, intent on resting after training. His back would be something others will look forward to in a battle unknown to him. The next day, February 23rd x771. Naruto, now that you have mastered earth magic, and I know you already have water magic down, it is time for you to learn about the face of nature magic, the ability to control the trees, plants or any kind of vegetation around you. Naruto listened intently. Warad slammed his staff into the ground, then a sprout appeared that bloomed into a giant tree. It is better known yet as green magic. This magic has the power to seep the strength of a person that it holds in its embrace. Only people much powerful can break out of it. So you can't hold Kurama, right? No, it can hold me. I have first-hand experience with this kind. It greatly affects potent forms of power, and I am considered a demon, so it reacts highly to my presence. Kurama butted in. Kurama is correct, Naruto. In order to access this you must combine earth magic, water magic, and nature magic, to create said green magic. Naruto, now knowing the procedure, tried it. Mixing the three similar yet different types of magic, he imagined a tree forming in front of him, yet not much as a sprout appears. Why can't I get it to work? Naruto asked, sweat forming in his brows. You must discover it yourself. Come, let us go on a trip. You must get experience, not just training. When? Tomorrow. The trip will last for 6 months to 1 year, depends on my mood. Wow. I wish I could practice with my katana though. You will. We will visit a friend of mine somewhere in the mountains. He will give you pointers in sword fighting. Well then, bring it on. Naruto shouted as he ran, his coat flapping. I moved the house the other way. Warad started walking in the opposite direction Naruto was taking, stopping Naruto in his tracks, then proceeded to run again, overtaking the old fairy tale member. That was a joke, ho ho ho. Warajishin. Warad laughed while Naruto was screaming. This time they went to the right direction. It was the elder's job to light the way, and Warad will do it for the sake of his home and his new grandchild. Today was the start of our young hero's adventure, and boy was he excited. Nay, Gramps. Where will we go? That is unknown. We will go to where our feet take us. Awesome. That is a lie. You're just kidding me. Ho ho ho, I just can't kid you now, can I? Warad laughed. Warad was always away from home, and now that he had a child to look after, why not take him to where he goes? Our first destination is the Lars Desert. What once used to be a forest now turned to half a desert, and still expanding. Why? That is unknown, but it is my duty as a nature magic user to stop it from happening. Nature magic is separated into different types. There are many. As long as it is connected to Earth, it is considered as nature magic. Examples are Warad and Naruto's affinity for green magic, and Jura Niki's earth magic. Wow, you're so powerful, Gramps. At my age, of course I will be, but I know that you will get as strong as me earlier. You really believe that? No, was Ward's genius reply. Naruto was sitting in circling circles on the ground, a cloud of depression above his head. But that is a lie. It is the duty of the previous generation to believe in the new one. Warad smiled. Nay, you're so confusing, old man. Sometimes you're acting sage-like, then later you're joking. Do you want a potato? I stole it from a farm not too long ago. My point. Quit yapping, brat. I'm taking a sleep. When are you ever awake besides eating and drinking? Kurama was quiet. Bah, take your nap for all I care. It was 3 more hours of walking before the trio arrived at the desert. They were in the forest half and Naruto could see the sand mixing with the forest ground. Watch me, Naruto, look how I transformed this desert to a forest. Warod slammed his staff into the ground and Naruto was amazed as hundreds of giant trees appeared. He was staring at Ward's back, the symbol of the wizard saints visible. Were they really this powerful? It felt like his current power was only like ants to these people. You're so powerful. Did you get how I managed to create a forest, Naruto? No, I was too focused on the appearing trees, sorry. That's okay, but pay attention next time. We will be having a stopover to a nearby town. Where? It is currently an unnamed town. Kurama, wake up, we'll be having a stopover. Naruto woke up the sleeping three-tailed fox from his shoulders. Wake me up when we actually get there, brat. I would, but my shoulders are already stiff. Cut off some meat, will ya? Kurama's answer was to flick Naruto's head with his tail. But he jumped down and enlarged himself from a fox kit to a fox as big as a pony, which was the same form he had when he visited the unnamed town, which the trio were shocked when they found out that it was named Kitsune Town in honor to the fox who graciously let them off the hook. When the people saw the duo with the fox, they started bowing down, yelling, Kitsune-sama, spare us. And here's sake. As they arrived at the center of the town with Kurama smiling, his smile widened when he saw the statue. A 6-foot three-tailed form of Kurama. Wow, your ego must be stoked, Kurama. TCH. You must only be jealous you don't have a village named after you. But I, the great Kurama, have. Yeah, after you almost wrecked their town in a fit because they ran out of booze. Kurama had the decency to be ashamed at what Naruto said. But I do not regret one thing. I regret none. Naruto just shook his head while Warod was laughing. Warod scratched Kurama's head and Kurama was instantly calmed. Maybe it was the effects of nature magic? He was not sure, but Kurama sure did like it. For Ward-sama and the fox called Kurama-sama, your stay here will be free. Anything is free, the mayor of the town explained. You sure? Naruto asks. Yes, as long as Kurama-sama is ever the merciful. I will be if you give me booze. And faster than lightning did a bottle of booze appear in front of him. There, why you go, Kurama-sama. You know I like you humans. And so the trio slept in the renamed town called Kurama Town, famous for its statue of the merciful fox and its alcohol, though the latter was only renowned after the Kurama angry destroy mercy thing. Then I told this man, you dare mess with the great merciful fox Kurama? Then he started groveling in front of me. The fox was currently telling this story. I know, Kurama, you already told that story for the 15th time. Well, for the 15th time, as Naruto said. Then the blonde walked to where Warod was. Nay, Gramps. Where will we be going next? We will be going to a temple somewhere in a forest near Tuli village, the old man replied for the first time seriously. Why? I will explain to you many things. But for the moment let's go now so we can arrive there by tomorrow. Why don't we just take the train? Walking through nature is the best kind of travel you can ever have. And it's free. Naruto was seriously thinking that his grandfather was indeed bipolar, as he went from serious to joking instantly. But Naruto looked at the rising sun, the sign of light in the never-ending darkness. This gave him hope that things are just beginning, and it's for the best. Well, he was doubting what he thought of that morning as he tripped on a root for the 10th time. Why nature, why? I thought we were buddies. Unknown to him, Warod was pranking his grandson and was controlling roots of trees to trip him. And boy was Naruto angry when he finally learned that Warod was controlling the roots. He attacked his grandfather but failed to do so as a pillar of wood appeared. It was now nearing evening, so the fourth god of Ishgar decided it was time to stop and rest. So Naruto built a shelter made out of sticks and leaves of palm, forgetting that he can use earth manipulation to build one, and the man next to him is literally a walking wood factory. By the time he realized that Warod and Kurama were inside the house the former erected. Nay, Gramps, why did the trees back in the clearing me and my dad used to train grew up? You probably released Jia's blessing back then and not entirely using green magic. Furthermore, your style of green magic cannot be called as green magic. With the blessing of Jia, the result of it mixing is currently unknown, seeing as you will be using Jia's power for green magic and not your normal. Still, it doesn't explain why I can't summon trees. You have to find that out on your own. If I always helped you, then you will grow weak. It doesn't make it easier, Gramps. Warod just nodded sagely. Here is the temple, Naruto. Naruto looked at the temple and noticed it was familiar, eerily too much familiar. Opening the door, he looked inside and cannot help it but a tear fell from his eyes. This temple probably must have been one of his dad's from the carvings alone. Why are we here? Naruto asked. Kurama was silent. The fox looked like he knew what was happening, but he didn't talk. You don't wonder why I took you instantly instead of leaving you in the forest back then? Warod broke the silence. No, I thought that you have noticed of Jia's blessing, that's why you took me. That is a part of it but not the whole truth. Before your father, Raijin, died, he visited me. Flashback. November 5th x770. Warod Sequin, the fourth god of Ishgar or the fourth strongest person in Fiori. A voice awakened the said person from sleep. Who are you? Warod asked, tensing. Do not worry, my friend. I am not here to hurt you but to ask for your help instead. You still haven't answered my question. Oh right, I didn't, the unknown man said, while Warod had a sweat drop. I am Raijin, the god of storms, and I want you to look after my son Naruto. Warod was shocked at his revelation. In his mind he should doubt this man. But the aura and strength of the man no god before him exceeded his and the whole wizard saint's power combined. By a large margin. No, a huge margin. Even infinitely if he said so. What good can a mortal named god stand against a real one? The tree man kneeled. I am by your command, Lord Raijin. None of that, my friend, just call me Raijin. As you see, I am fading, I am weakening. I want you to look after my son Naruto, and train him in nature magic. I will do the best that I can, Raijin, you have my word. Thank you, that is all I ask for. Treat him as if he is your grandchild, Warad. Care for him when I am gone, and bring him to my temple in the forest near Tuli village. I will, he replied. Then the god vanished in a crack of thunder. Flashback end. You mean he entrusted you to me? TCH that, Raijin. How about that fight back then? I set that up. The village isn't entirely true. It only existed once. Raijin told me he was close to fading, so I set that small village up, and the people there were only wood mannequins. Who do you think tipped the thieves back then that there was a treasure? So all of this was a plan? Yes, a plan by Raijin to help you. I was already aware of this plan. Raijin informed me of it, and I met with Warad on a task given by your father back then. I currently have a headache the size of Kurama's ego. Hey, but Warad and Naruto laughed while Kurama pouts. There is something waiting for you inside. Raijin told me that only you can enter, Warad stated while holding Naruto's shoulder. Naruto looked at his two companions and seeing their smiles, while Warad's smile and Kurama's glare enlightened him. Well, best of luck to myself. He then went inside the temple and he looked one final time, seeing his family sitting on the steps before the temple. Mustering his courage, he stepped forward and was scared as the door suddenly closed. Let him face a dragon or a beast, but not ghosts. He is terribly scared of one. Add to the fact that it was dark inside, there were no lights. It was Naruto's nightmare. Knowing for sure that all of Raijin's temple has some kind of lighting system, he just can't find the switch. He looked around and saw his reflection. He jumped startled, but then remembered how to open the light. Smiling, he raised his right hand and boom, as a live lightning hit the house. Only then the lighting opened. As he noticed more details as the light was opened, he saw a room. He opened it, then was shocked at what he saw. Clothes, 100 of them, different styles. He looked at his outfit. It was worn out. He only had 3 pairs of it, so he didn't doubt that maybe a change of clothes was what he needed. Looking around the huge walk-in closet, he found a similar coat to his, white with flame patterns at the bottom. Only this one had fur around the edges. Grabbing it and trying it on, he liked it, then folded it, then found many more pieces of same coat. He got 5 more coats. As he looked down, he saw a note. It read, "This coat is God's slaying magic safe, so you won't have to worry about ruining it when training. Love, Raijin." Clutching the note in his hands, a few set of tears appeared, but he wiped them off, then continued to walk around to find some clothes. Stopping in a section, he saw a tight-fitting long-sleeve shirt which was combat-made and a green flak jacket with it. Trying it on, he saw that it was awesome. Then he put on the coat and bam, insta coolness. Then he looked at the side and saw pants made out of the same kind of material as the shirt, so he tried on those too, and it fit. It just needs some bandages around the edges, which conveniently was at the table at his back, which housed the mirror he looked into previously. Wow, I look awesome. He noticed that his shirt still has more cloth, so he pulled that up, then bam, a mask which made him look even cooler. He then grabbed the bandages and continued to wrap around his legs, tied it up, then he was done. All he needed now is a sandal. So he walked to the front section where he was previously, and saw stacks of shoes and sandals. Grabbing a blue one, he fitted it on and liked it. He took 2 more pairs, so there was an extra in case of it was destroyed. He was about to leave when a light caught his eye. Walking to where he saw it, he saw about 100 of headbands, but these headbands had metal in the middle signifying different symbols. Maybe these were the ones the ninjas Kurama talked about wore. So he quickly grabbed one with a leaf symbol, then walked by a jacket and a jogging pants. He liked it, so he grabbed it for casual wear. Gathering all the clothes that he picked, he grabbed a scroll from his pocket dimension and sealed the clothes into the scroll, a pocket dimension within a pocket dimension. He exited the walk-in closet and was about to go to the door when he saw a table. He walked to it, then opened it. A bright light, then he found himself in some kind of place where there were only clouds. "Where am I?" "You are at a special place, son." A voice appeared through the clouds. "Father, I am only a part of Raijin. When the original faded, his power went to a book, but the elemental ones are separated. I am the wind part of Raijin. After this conversation I will be sucked into you. The water part is in Tenrajima Island, and there he will tell you about where the lightning is." "How are you alive?" "I am not alive, I am more of a manifestation of his power and his memories. Beware, the others has some kind of monster guarding it. Be well and remember the katana I gave you?" "Yes, why?" "Train in using it, that will be useful to you. You can channel your magic through it. Our time is up, go and become strong. Once you have completed us 3, that tattoo by your right arm will be completed." Naruto looked at said arm and saw kanji for wind in his right biceps. "Thank you, Dad. Even if you are just a fragment of him, I will do my best." Naruto brought out his thumb and flashed his teeth. The wind part of Raijin nodded, then once again he was enveloped in a white flash. Then he was back in the temple. This time he was on his butt. "Don't worry, Dad. I will make you proud, this I promise to you." He shed a tear, then smiled and walked to the entrance of the temple. Opening the doors, he saw Kurama and Warad and their looks of surprise. "Why are you back so fast? Did you forget something?" Warad asked, confused. "What do you mean fast? I was there for an hour or more," Naruto replied, crunching his eyebrows. But Kurama was shocked, not because of the time thing but because of his looks. He looked like the 4th Hokage, a man he respected, willing to sacrifice himself for others, a true legacy of his father's teachings. "Nice outfit by the way, brat. About the time, Raijin forgot to mention to you that the time inside will be faster than outside." The grandchild and his counterpart nodded sagely. "Nay, Gramps, do you know where Tenrajima Island is?" "Tenrajima Island, huh?" Warod looked like he was reminiscing about something. That is where the guild fairy tale was born. Why have you asked? Naruto explained what happened inside, and to say the fox and wizard saint was shocked is an understatement. They thought that the book back then was the only book. I guess our trip to Tenryjima Island will be a few months early. Wait, so going there is in the plan? Yes, that is in the plan, Warod nodded. But that is a lie, he followed. Naruto face faulted. Don't kid me, Gramps. Warod's only response was to laugh. Would you mind if I train a bit, Gramps? Certainly not, Naruto. Thank you, I'll be training with my celestial spirits. When are we gonna go to Tenryjima Island? We will go to my house in Magnolia first, and I'll inform the council before leaving. Yash! Call me when we are about to leave, Gramps. I'll be in that part. Warod, unknown to Naruto, followed him to see the training. Arriving at the spot, he breathed deeply, then summoned the spirit he wanted to train with first. Gate of the Golden Bull. Taurus opened the Naruto Dano. Let's practice some battle formations, Taurus. Of course. Warod watched as the duo trained, going into several formations and going through different scenarios. One where Naruto will be in melee range back-to-back with Taurus, and one where Naruto supports Taurus' aggressive attacks with damaging long-range spells. Naruto, for an 8-year-old, is tall, 4 feet 8 inches already and growing with muscles underneath the clothes, marks his body better than that of most of teenagers. Warod watched intently as Naruto asked Taurus something. Taurus, can you help me with my sword skills? Moo. I am a master of melee weapons, but I am best with the axe. But don't worry, I can help you. Show me your sword. Naruto equipped his katana, which he gave to Taurus, who examined it with a sharp eye. This is a wonderful sword. Metal is best quality, like the sword of the Celestial King. Wow indeed, but also consider to train your hand-to-hand fighting skills. But sadly I am not fit for that style, though a certain spirit is. But he is currently under the ownership of a lady with a nice body. Moo. Taurus explained, and at the latter part hearts appeared on his eyes. We must continue our lessons next time, Naruto Dano. My time is up. Goodbye, Taurus. Then he too sent back his katana to his pocket dimension. Warod, feeling this is the best time, yelled Naruto. Time to leave. Naruto ran to where they were, and Warod melted into the tree, then appeared out of a tree nearby the temple. We will ride the flower once again to my house in the mountains of Magnolia. We will just grab something there, then we'll go to Tenryjima. Yash! Tenryjima, here we go. Shut up, brat, I'm sleeping. Kurama yelled. Then stop being lazy. The duo stopped arguing once the flower they rode on moved. And now our hero gains a few more strength. The question is, will that be enough for the enemies waiting for him? May 16th, X771. Outskirts of Magnolia. At times like this, Naruto is thankful for his power with the affinity with nature, as he and his grandfather and Kurama is passing through hundreds of trees. Nature is a beautiful thing. It is the face of the earth, the splendor, the majesty. It is simply astounding. But once nature is angered, it shows a different side. Storms so strong it makes the strong-hearted weak, earthquakes that make the firm stumble. It was by luck that Naruto Thundercake Sequin possesses both sides of nature, the beautiful and the dark side of nature. Now the question, what is the result when two opposing natures combine, creation and destruction, peace and rage? No one knows the true answer, as no one is brave enough to try. The trio stopped at a road. Why did we stop here, Gramps? Magnolia is full of people, and a flying flower isn't exactly stealthy, isn't it? So how can we go there? We walk, of course, brat. Well, certainly not someone brave enough but stupid enough to combine the two opposing natures. Here, Naruto-chan, wear this coat so nobody can recognize you. Warod offered Naruto a coat, after which he himself wore one. Grant this, they were only wearing coat because a god of Ishgar in public would cause mayhem, and to see a young child with him. Naruto isn't ready yet, and he will shield him from whatever can hurt him, even the council. They were now walking through the streets of Magnolia, Kurama on Naruto's shoulders, when Naruto bumped into someone, causing the hood of the coat to fall. Hey, watch where you're going. The blonde kid, the one who bumped into him, shouted. Now, Laxus. Apologize to him. You were the one who bumped into him. The boy named Laxus looked ready to argue but followed the shorter man's advice. Only for you, Gramps. Sorry I bumped into you. Laxus extended his hands, which Naruto accepted. It was no problem to Bayo. Makarov was enjoying a walk with his grandson Laxus when said grandson bumped into another kid who was strikingly also blonde. He looked at the other kid's chaperone when he noticed the familiar magic. He was about to say something when the figure made a shhh gesture with his finger. He nodded, already understanding. Laxus, boy. Come, we have matters to attend to. Okay, Gramps. See ya soon, Naruto. Naruto, huh? He would have to look forward to that kid if Warod took interest in him. The walk to Warod's home was relatively peaceful. It was somewhere deep in the forest of Magnolia, deeper than Fairy Tale's resident healer's house. What was her name again? Palioka? He forgot, but that doesn't matter. Here we are, Naruto-chan. If anything, Warod's house was large, unlike his house in Crocus, which looked more like a shed, but this one looks more like a house, a mansion at that one. Whoa, so big! As an 8-year-old child, so many things still interested him for no reason. Cut him some slack, he was still a child. As his grandfather opened the mansion, he followed inside and was even more amazed with the interior design. As he looked around more, he saw a photo on the wall. It was a group photo. He was about to ask his grandfather who those were when said man cut him to the chase. What do you want for lunch, Naruto-chan? I want ramen. Sorry, but there is no ramen in Magnolia. Warod stated somberly. Why must you be so cruel? Naruto was crying crocodile tears. That was a joke. Naruto sobered up. Where? Do not worry, I called a man I know, he makes the best ramen. Whoa, bring it on to Bayo. It was half an hour later when the food arrived. A small man wearing a striped orange sleeve shirt and a black cap carried a bag. He was being assisted by an orange head man. Thank you, Gildarts. That should cover all of your wreckage this month. No problem, Yajima-sama. Just doing my job as a fairy tale member. The orange man left and all that was left was the old man named Yajima, his gramps and himself. Where's the ramen? He finally broke the silence. Ah, here it is, my boy, don't fret. Yajima pulled out bowls of ramen and put it on the table. That is the best ramen you'll ever have. It was good timing, I was here when you and Warad arrived. Was it Naruto? Is that your name? Yes, and ramen is the food of the gods. I agree with you. So far you are the only one I know who appreciates the dish that is called ramen. So many underestimate the powers of ramen. Yajima nodded sagely. Try it then. Noodles cooked well and firm, every ingredient perfectly marinated and cooked. Naruto tried, and to say he was in love was the biggest understatement ever. The flavor, so rich and delicious. I told you, Naruto, that is the best ramen you'll ever eat. No sweat. Wait, where's Kurama? Hunting. He knew we'll be eating ramen, Warad answered as he ate his ramen. He didn't love ramen like these two did, but hey, delicious food is delicious. Why are you here? You think you can scare me? Kurama currently has his paws on a man lying on his back. But this man wasn't an ordinary man, for he was made of clouds. If you think you can pass through me, you are mistaken. I know who you work for, Touramadia. Tell him that in order to get to Raijin's son he would pass through me first. I won't you think some fox would scare me? The cloud man boasted. But he soon ate his words when a surge of demonic power smashed through him. Be thankful I'm sparing you as a warning. Your master could never hope to defeat Raijin and never will defeat his offspring. Of course he can't, Raijin has faded. The cloud man laughed. That proved to be the breaking point for Kurama as he smashed an elongated tail to the cloud man. Leave now before I change my mind. The cloud man knew he was bested, and with a final sneer on his face he evaporated into air, possibly returning from where he came from. Kurama didn't care, he was glad it was finally over. Unfortunately, this event only made Naruto's life harder. Where were you earlier, Kurama? Hunting. I didn't want ramen, too much ramen in just 5 months, I give up. You dare speak like that to ramen? But Kurama paid him no heed. Warad, I'm going somewhere. Warad had a look of questioning on his face, but the look Kurama had was saying later. Well, that depends on young Naruto. Warad rubbed his chin. Wait, where you going? And I'm here? Don't talk like I'm not here. Some trip, brat. But don't worry, I'll be returning to you. When? That is unknown, but I can always track you. Before I leave I must pull out 3 more tails from you. How? Naruto asked. Minato, your father had the key, but fortunately Raijin can create one too, so he gave it to you. Look at the sword we gifted you. It should be sealed there. Naruto equipped the katana, and on the sheath there was a seal array that he didn't notice before. Channeling chakra, he touched the seal and yelled out, Fuin, Kai. A puff of smoke and a small paper appeared with letters that Naruto can't read yet. There, not place it on your palm and go to your mindscape, then grant me 3 tails worth of my power. It's the same amount as the power I have at the moment. Naruto walked through his mindscape. It was his second time here, once when he tried to use Kurama's power but he lost control. Fortunately Raijin was there to calm him. Looking at the cage, there was a ball of chakra yellow in color in the middle of it. Doing what Kurama said, he palmed the seal and placed it on the front of the cage. Twisting it, the gates opened and slowly a trickle of Kurama's power appeared. The pace was too slow for his likings, so he willed it to flow faster, and faster did it flow, but an excruciating pain soon attacked his body. Writhing on the ground, he hadn't felt something like this yet, a burning sensation. When he tried Kurama's cloak, sure it was hot, but not as hot as this. This was like boiling point. His skin was melting. Soon anger filled his thoughts, eyes turning to slants. As Naruto was on the ground, he didn't notice the trees growing around him. They took hold of him, and slowly but surely he calmed down. Calmness appeared and replaced the anger at his mind. Instead of bubbling hot, it was fresh and cool. As his mind was not in turmoil, he noticed that the power that he transferred to Kurama was nearing to 3 tails. A few moments later he stopped the flow and closed the gate, all the while the branches released their hold on him. That was close. What do you mean close? You were already in 2-tailed state, brat. If it weren't for Warad you would have lost control. Sorry. TCH, fine brat, but next time, have patience, let the flow be at its own pace. Understood. Only did he notice that a while ago only a 3-tailed Kurama was sitting by him clutching his hand with his tail. This time a 6-tailed Kurama was there, and was bigger, nearly filling the dome Warad had set up. Wow, you got big. This is nothing once you see my full form. And there shows the egoistical side of Kurama again. This is farewell for now, brat, I have matters to attend to. And with that the 3-tailed turned 6-tails fox ran and disappeared all in a few seconds. What a weird fox, Warad commented. So Tenrajima? Warad nodded and once again wore the cloaks in their way to the outskirts of Magnolia. I would go over the forest straight to Harjanport, but I want you to see Fairy Tail. Really? Naruto asked, stars in his eyes. No, I was kidding. Naruto lost the twinkle in his eyes. And that was a lie. Stop joking for once, Gramps. Want a potato? Ugh. Too focused on their banter, Naruto did not notice that they were in front of the Fairy Tail Guild, that Naruto is the home of the fairies. Wow, can we come in? No, it's already noon. I want us to reach Tenrajima in the early dawn. Fine, but I'll come back here to join. That you will. Now come on, we have to find the water book. Let's. The grandson and grandfather duo smiled at each other, and continued their journey. Hargenport. So Gramps, what would we be riding on the way to Tenryjima? Naruto currently was wearing his casual clothes or the hoodie outfit. Just a plain casual hoodie, but it has a long green line going from the shoulders to the arms and a short to top it off. We will be taking a ship. Warad smiled. Naruto for once believed his grandfather, him being a member of the Wizard Saints. He watched as the waters moved waiting for the said ship, but out came a small boat. I thought it was a ship, Gramps. Naruto asked confused. Learn patience, Naruto-chan. Then out came the ship. It was being pulled by the small boat. For a ship it wasn't that impressive, but he can sense it was made a long time ago. How long have you been using that, old man? For about 70 years, give or take, the member of the gods of Ishgar stated nonchalantly. You're kidding, right? No, I'm not. Warad for the first time was serious. Well, come on, Naruto, let's board the ship. Warad smiled and walked to the ship, all the while tapping his staff on the wooden planks below him. Naruto nodded his head. This was the time for him to find Raijin's last two elementals. Clenching his fist, he raised it. Yash. Tenryjima Island, bring it on, Tibeo. From afar Naruto can already tell that Tenryjima Island was beautiful, and what looked like a giant tree was at its top with waterfalls on the ground it was resting on. Wow, Tenryjima is beautiful. Warad nodded his head. Indeed it is. Wait till we arrive on the shore. The air in the island is so fresh. Naruto nodded his head happily. I can't wait. He looked at the sails and is still impressed at the giant fairy tale mark. I can't wait to join Fairy Tail Gramps. One day I'll be the master of Fairy Tail and maybe become a member of the Wizard Saints while at it. I know you will, Naruto. I have full faith in you. Remember your comrades and friends, for your true power shows in protecting them. Warad stated seriously. I will, my biological parents, even if I didn't get to meet them, Dad, Kurama, and you, Gramps. Naruto smiled at him. Warad had his ear full of happiness. He hugged the 8-year-old and put his hand on the boy's head. Become strong, and one day you'll join the ranks of the Wizard Saint. Do you really think so? Naruto asked hopeful. I do. Voice filled with belief that Naruto cried. Warad, while tempted, could not joke about this. Naruto was the first one in many years to truly make him feel happy. The grandfather and son duo look at the rising sun, raising their hopes up further. A few minutes later, and the ship they were riding on anchored near the beach, allowing a boat to be dropped in the sea. Naruto and his grandfather rode on the boat that was set. Arriving on the shore, Warad's statement was correct. The air here was so fresh. He inhaled some of it, and found it re-energizing. There was something in this island that was affecting this. Welcome, Naruto, to Tenryjima Island, where the first master's grave is located. Mavis Vermilion. Yes. The story of Fairy Tail goes like this. Warad told Naruto how the guild came to fruition, how they arrived and saw Mavis and his friend Zera, and how they went on a quest to find the Tenri Jade. So engrossed in the story, the duo did not notice they were already standing at the grave of Mavis Vermilion, only noticing it when the story ended. Oh, would you look at that? We already arrived. Naruto looked at the grave. It was in a dome made of what looked like grass, with stone pillars acting as tombstones. He felt someone was here, looked around but did not find someone. He looked at his grandfather and saw that he wasn't concerned about the presence, and he relaxed but tensed once again. What if it was a ghost? Better yet, the ghost of Mavis Vermilion. Unknown to Naruto, his guess was somewhat correct, as the spirit of the first master of Fairy Tail was talking to Warad. So Warad, what are you doing here? You haven't visited me since 5 years ago. Mavis pouted. I'm sorry, Mavis, but I was busy with important matters, and the kid over there, he's my grandson, Naruto Sequin. Fortunately, Naruto already walked away a while ago to look around, or else he would think that his grandfather is crazy for talking to someone that was not there. Oh. He has potential, that boy. That he has. I even see some intelligence beneath that happy-go-lucky attitude. So what is his magic? Storm god slaying magic, celestial spirit summoner, an old magic called jutsu, and nature magic. I knew the first part and the last part, but celestial gates. Mavis has stars in her eyes. How? Warad was confused. Raijin visited me here, and told me that his son would go here someday searching for some book. That's why I didn't ask you who he was. I just entertained you by asking what kind of magic that he has. Where's the book? He'll call after you soon, Mavis stated. Gramps? I think I know where the book is. Warad smiled. And where is it? Over there at the giant tree. Naruto pointed. Let us go then. Warad held Naruto's hands and together they elevated with the help of a tree. Now there was the giant tree. Naruto, now that he was here, didn't know what to do, but he can sense the power of Raijin in that tree. Looking at his grandfather smiling at him gave him courage, so he thought of possible ways to find the book. He touched the tree and the familiar power was pulling his power. Eyes widening, he channeled God's slaying magic as the tree wanted. And soon a white flash filled his vision. Waking up, he was in the main temple of Raijin where he grew up. Memories were brought up and he couldn't help but cry. Why are you crying, weakling? A voice said, but Naruto could not locate it. Where are you? I am always there wherever you are, the malicious voice replied. Who are you? Naruto by now has storm god's slaying magic in his hands. Don't you get it, Naruto? I'm you. A darker version of himself appeared, with eyes the color of blood and a vicious smile at his face. Don't you get it, Naruto? I'm you. A form appeared before Naruto's own eyes. It was basically himself, only darker and much more wild-looking, as seen by the slitted eyes and the elongated fangs. "Who are you?" he finally asked. "I'm your innermost desires, what you want to be, but your emotions are holding you back. I am your hatred." Dark Naruto was circling him. "Huh! I don't hate anybody." Naruto, angered, screamed at his darker self. "Everybody has hate inside themselves. I am just proof of it. I will give an example of your hate." His dark version laughed evilly. "You hate the fact that you haven't seen your parents yet. You hate the fact that Raijin left you too early. You hate that you feel like you don't belong here. You hate that you are not strong enough." By this point Naruto was clenching his hands. Every word Dark Naruto said struck his heart. "What do you want?" "I want to be in control. If you let me take over, we'll be more powerful." Hate gives power, not love. Naruto closed his eyes. Is this his true form? His innermost and selfish desires? "Hate to break it to you, buddy, but I believe in love. If you don't agree, then I'll just have to beat you. You can try, you bastard." Naruto coated his arms with God's slaying magic. He noticed that the power of the magic increase must be the effect of the wind book. Dark Naruto attacked him, hands also coated with Slayer magic. To counter it, he stopped channeling God's Slayer magic. Earth wall. A 10-foot high and 1-foot thick wall appeared. "What?" A fist appeared through the erected wall. Naruto was shocked at the outcome. Deciding to attack now, he yelled, "Storm God's wrath." A torrent of clouds surrounded by lightning attacked Dark Naruto, but he smirked and inhaled the attack. "What is this attack? So disgusting." Dark Naruto grimaced, but he later grinned. "Let's see you counter this." Storm God's wrath. A much darker version of his attack appeared. He readied himself, then also inhaled the attack. "Yeah. Well, yours is worse." He wiped his mouth, then punched his hands to the ground. Heat-seeking rocks. Rocks the size of Naruto appeared and attacked his darker version. His darker version could only hope to dodge, as the rocks were following him wherever he ran. "Shit, this rocks," was going through the mind of Dark Naruto. Finally stopping, he palmed the ground and a dome of rocks surrounded him. Naruto's rocks and his darker version's dome collided, in which both techniques were obliterated. Naruto can't help but go back to his father's training when he was still alive. Flashback. Storm God's Wind Blade. A gust of sharp wind attacked Raijin, to which he dodged. The rules for this fight is Raijin will not use any form of magic or power, only physical strength. Raijin rushed to Naruto, punching him in the stomach. Of course it was weakened. He didn't want to accidentally kill his son. Naruto stood up from his sitting position and wiped his mouth. He tried to attack once again. Storm God's raging fist. A cloud circled by lightning enveloped his fist, and he attacked his father, to which said father grabbed the hand and twisted it. "Stop." Naruto stopped his attack, and sit down on the mountain ground they were training on. "You're too strong," Naruto complained. "True, but I'm beatable." Raijin smiled. "But you're a god?" Naruto half stated, half asked. "Makes better sense." "What do you mean makes better sense, old man? Nobody is unbeatable. I want you to remember that." "I know, but father is strong and is included in the top 10 strongest gods. I'm wondering why you think you can still be beaten." "Fatal flaw, every god has one. Whether it be fear of the dark or spiders, God still has some form of weakness." "What's yours?" Naruto asked curiously. "Losing my precious people," Raijin stated. "Enough of that talk. When you encounter something or someone that you cannot beat, then these are steps to follow." Naruto nodded, body in full attentive position. "First is calm down. You cannot beat anybody if your mental game is weak. Strengthen your mind as well as your body." Naruto committed those to memory. "Second, when you are now calm, observe the situation and plan ahead. Do not rush and think of what could be his possible weak spot based by his positioning. I want you to attack me and predict where my weak spot is." Naruto stood up and looked at Raijin. His form had a lot of holes in the left side. Nodding to himself, he rushed and attacked Raijin's left midsection, which was a mistake, as Raijin then grabbed his arm, then slammed him down. "You notice the holes in my form in the left side, correct? That is a trap. Be careful for those. Not every hole is a weakness. It can sometimes be an opportunity to trap you." "How do I know if that is a trap?" "Use hesitations, feints or fake moves to fool your opponents, then you can attack them when they let their guard down." Naruto nodded. "What if I meet an opponent who is like me?" "Only you can know that answer," Raijin answered mysteriously, as if he was thinking of something. "Third is to use everything to your advantage." Flashback end. "Thank you, Dad," Naruto thought. He calmed himself down and observed his enemy. From posture they have the same posture as well as build. The only difference is his magic is darker than his. Seeing that he has no formal style of fighting, he settled for bringing up one arm while placing the other at his hips. A form that can be easily switched from defense to offense. "Hey, stupid! Think you can beat me?" Naruto taunted. "I don't think I know." With that, Dark Naruto once again attacked like a raging bull, but exploited his weakness to Naruto. Bulls only run at a single direction. So he waited until his darker version was close, then he sidestepped and hit the back of Dark Naruto with a Storm God Slayer encased fist, slamming the Dark One to the ground, forming a massive crater. But Dark Naruto quickly recovered and pulled on his arm and threw him backwards, making Naruto crash through the lines of trees that surrounded them. Naruto's keys clanged, and remembering it, he tried to summon the spirit gate of the Golden Lion. Leo opened the keyword tried to, as nothing appeared even after several tries. "Surprised? We are in your mindscape. Only storm gods slaying magic and nature magic works here. Naruto ticks but remains calm, slamming his foot. Pillars of earth appeared and attacked Dark Naruto, but his darker alter ego was graceful, jumping and ducking, even bending to dodge the incoming pillars. You are persistent, aren't you? Dark Naruto returned his favor with a stone fist heading his way. He stood his ground and clapped his hands into praying form, and out came an open palm facing the incoming projectile. Once again the two techniques cancelled, annoying the two. Naruto jumped back and shouted, "Storm God's water current!" A torrent of high-speed water rushed through Dark Naruto, to which he dodged and returned his favor. Storm God's lightning arc. Lightning came from his mouth, attacked Naruto, but he wasn't at all affected. We won't damage each other using Slayer magic, and our earth magic will just cancel each other. What you say about hand to hand? I disagree, my techniques are stronger, but I shall very well entertain you. Dark Naruto ran to him. Little Naruto also rushed to him, both attacking each other in a flurry of punches. They separated after a minute of fighting. They were heavily breathing, finding that they were evenly matched even in hand-to-hand combat. This is getting us nowhere. Give up already, will you? I am not giving up. I am the real you. Shut up. The two butted heads and once again attacked each other, though they still hadn't made any progress, only making each other tired. Give up. Hate is not the answer. It may not be the answer, but it is the truth. Your will is weak. With a burst of speed that Naruto barely tracked, he attacked Naruto, which sent him crashing through the trees once again. Barely conscious, only holding on to the will to win. Wait, will. That's it. The answer to how he can use nature magic. Earth magic can be used by guiding the earth around you. The earth itself has no life. It has no will, so you must use your own power to make it alive, That's what he was doing with green magic. He was willing the trees to move. But trees have will themselves, they are alive. You must guide it, not force it. He calmed himself and looked at the trees at his mindscape. They were big and tall, and he can sense his memories in each of these trees. He slumped, to which Dark Naruto thought he was giving up. Giving up already, huh? Dark Naruto rushed to him with the intent of knocking him out. But Naruto wasn't even aware of this happening, as his eyes were closed, or so his darker version thought. I'll be the original. The darker one shouted, his fist moving towards Naruto. It was at this moment time slowed down. Before the fist could collide with his face, his eyes opened, shocking Dark Naruto, as the previous stormy cerulean eyes now had strands of silver with them, and unexpectedly a pillar of wood wrapped around him. Any forms of struggle formed to be futile. How can you use green magic? By this point he already stopped struggling, as he was only wasting his strength. You must already have known that using green magic, you must guide it, not force it, but you forgot one point. You must have peace with your inner self. But I am still here. How can you have peace? Naruto clasped his darker version's shoulder. I accepted it. I accepted that I had darkness within me. But I will not conform to that darkness, instead I will make it feel love. With that he hugged his darker version. What's this? Tears? A few drops of tears came down from Dark Naruto's eyes. I haven't cried at all since Dad's passing, the time where I was born. You must know, hate cannot be erased, but it can be accepted. Once everybody has accepted their hate, then love will prevail. Thank you, we will be merging now. My intelligence will now go to you. And so goes his darker version in a sparkle of silver dust which combined and went to his body. Wait, did he just call me stupid? As he finally went over through his other version's sentence, he was so into his thoughts at what happened that he didn't saw Raijin flashing him to a different place. Huh? Raijin? It's me. Where are we? In a much deeper place within you. Congratulations for overcoming your darkness. I knew that you wouldn't give in to hate, that love controls your heart. I wish you didn't fade. Naruto spoke. What did I tell you last time? Don't mop around, instead live awesome in the name of your awesome father. The real reason for making you face your darker version is because I'm the water element, and I have the symbol of cleanliness and purity. So you have all of this planned out already? More or less, yes. My time is running out. The lightning book is in the heart of the unknown. Wait, where is that? Before Raijin can answer, though, he already vanished, and Naruto awoke, blinking rapidly as the light attacked his hurting eyes. His ears twitched when he heard a voice. So how are you, Naruto-kun? A female voice asked. Wait, female? They didn't have a female companion. As he finally came to his senses, he saw a small girl almost the same height as him, taller by a few inches. He was a 4 feet 8 inches 8-year-old. Damn it. Who are you? Voice wary. Mavis Vermilion. The girl replied cheerily. Wait, Mavis Vermilion? The founder of Fairy Tail? Fear in his voice. One and only. The girl smiled. A ghost, a freaking ghost in the island. Naruto couldn't help but pass out. Naruto boy. Wake up. A splash of water hit his face. I'm awake. He shouted as the feeling of water hit his face. Look, he was invincible to water. Whether it be hot or cold he could handle it, but a splash of water in his face could wake him up. Ugh, no need to splash me, Gramps. It wasn't me. Warad smiled. Then who? Wait, Mavis. Naruto tucked his arms and went into a ball position and started chanting ghosts weren't real over and over again. The truth is, I'm not a ghost. Mavis waved her arms at Naruto. I don't believe you. You got me, Mavis sulked. Naruto, whether it be humans or ghosts, his weakness were crying females. Hey, I didn't mean to offend you, lady, but I have a phobia of ghosts. I get it, you hate me. Mavis continued to sob, this time harder. Naruto stood up from his ball position and comforted the founder and former master of fairy tales. Somehow, well, in all the ghosts I encountered, you're the one I like the most. Really? Mavis asked. Yes. Naruto smiled, but Mavis smirked devilishly. Got ya. Wait, you little rat. I heard that you want to join fairy tale? Mavis asked, calming down Naruto. Yes, it's my dream to be the next master. Naruto pumped his fist skywards. That's a really nice dream, but why do you want to join? Mavis sat on the edge of the cliff they were standing on. It was this moment that he noticed they were on a cliff, but he wasn't bothered. He feared the lady he was talking to more than the cliff. Naruto closed his eyes. From when I started training my father Raijin already installed in my mind the importance of love and friendship. Although I don't have that many friends yet, I'll protect my future ones instead. Very good. Comradeship as well as love is the most important rule in fairy tale. Really? Uhu. And when you join there'll be lots of people for you to call friends. Naruto teared a little at this. Why are you crying? Mavis asked, concerned. All I wanted was friends, and now that I found out joining my favorite guild will give me those, I feel happy. Friendship isn't given, but it is earned. You have earned my respect. Do you want to be my friend? Naruto smudged the tears from his eyes. Uhu. Well, take my hand as we go on an eternal journey. Naruto smiled and took Mavis' hands, talking to each other about their likes and dislikes. Thank you, Mavis. You really are a wonderful person. Was Warred's thoughts. Naruto, congratulations for earning the second book. We will celebrate now, but we will have to go back tomorrow. At this, the two newly turned friends cried and hugged each other. That night it was full of feasts as the men from the ship that Warred hired cooked up some roasted pork and vegetables, stews, soups, and many more. It was filled with alcohol and a lot of singing. But Naruto wasn't taking part with the feast. He was with his new friend Mavis. When you join Fairy Tail, I want you to use your powers to protect it. Become the master, and lead it to a never-ending glory. I promise. And that's my new way of living. I never go back on my promise. Mavis smiled and hugged Naruto. You still have a long life ahead of you. Use not just your strength but your wisdom and intelligence as well. You are still a child, but once you grow up you will gain lots of experience. I will, and with my strength I'll turn Fairy Tail to the strongest guild. But not without my comrades' help. Mavis frowned, but at the last sentence smiled. Fairy Tail will be in good hands in the future. Too bad that the next day that they have to leave, Warred only said that he will have a few days of leave. They didn't want to leave, but they have no choice. Goodbye, Mavis-chan. I'll take care of Fairy Tail for you. I know you will, and good luck. The two friends hugged each other and cried. Don't worry, when it's time for the S-class promotion you'll be coming back here. Naruto nodded, eyes with fire. I will. And soon he boarded the ship, all the while waving at Mavis until he couldn't see her anymore. Looking forward, he clenched his fist and promised to join and protect Fairy Tail. Back at Tenrajima, Mavis smiled for no reason, as she wandered through the forest as she had done for the past years, but this time hope filled her. Hope that someday soon Naruto will come back. Hagoromo Otsutsuki is a very renowned man. There was no man or woman in the lands that didn't know him. Not to brag nor be boastful, but he is currently the world's strongest man, though he didn't receive that title because of hard work. No, he agreed as he said upon the plains. His mother was powerful, a mortal turned god, but she was evil. Evil or not, he and his brother had those genes pass on to them, enabling them to have powerful eye techniques. But that wasn't the only reason for his power. Recently he had a new power, the Arc of Creation, or as he liked to call it, YN and YNG. Unlike his eye techniques, this one wasn't hereditary. No, he was blessed. But by whom, you ask? Chaos, the mightiest being in the universe. He was the creator, the original. His mother's power was causing imbalance in his world, so Chaos visited him one day, spoke to him of his task, and gave him incredible powers, so that he may stop his mother's rage. The war caused heavy casualties. The Hagoromo clan, once a clan nearing 500 men, was now down to 50. The war with his mother was a bloody one for them, for their enemy wasn't human but plant-like creatures that were named Zetsu. Their enemy numbers at 20,000 of these creatures. Imagine 300 strong men fighting against 20,000 of these monstrosities, and his mother, and the 10-tailed beast, a being of extraordinary power. But make no mistake, a single man from his side could take out more than 1,000 of their enemy. Each one of them had techniques which they called ninshu. With their techniques they went to war with their clanmate. Even if the odds were against them they fought. Even if their numbers were dwindling down they fought. For the sake of peace they fought, until the only ones who were left was 50 of his clan, not including the royal members who were 10 in total, the strongest 10. Originally they were 12, but the war had reaped the soul of his two cousins. As they decimated the last of the Zetsus, the only beings left in the once flat platform was the Jubi and his mother. His mother, angered at the loss of Zetsus, ordered the beast to stand down, believing herself to be enough, and so the royal members charged her straight on, attacking with the fury of a bull, but she held her own ground. The other clan members rushed to help, and soon they were overpowering her shield, but she let out dozens of spikes which claimed a few of the lives of his clanmates. Rage filled through his vein, and white and black aura came from his body. The power of chaos. He felt incredible. Earlier fatigue vanished, and strength filled the spot where fatigue once stood. He overpowered his mother, which enabled his fellow royal members to seal her. But there was the matter of Jubi still at hand. It was attacking, but he had a method to seal it. He faced the beast alone, and with his own power separated the beast into 3 parts, as his clanmates were holding it back with trees, with rocks, and any techniques they had. He separated it into two, the other he created a moon and sealed the beast there, the other half he sealed in himself, making him the world's first Jinchuriki. He was nearing his 90s now. No, he still was strong, but he was thinking, what if he died? The beast he sealed inside of him will escape and cause mayhem even if in half strength. The other half of this beast was at the moon guarded by his brother and the rest of his clan. He watched as a baker in a store formed 9 separate pieces of dough from a big one. The idea passed through his brain and his question was finally answered. He went on a journey, a place where nobody would be hurt. He didn't worry about the village, his 2 sons were there, and in a cave he sat. From half the power of the 10-tailed beast he got half of it, forming it with the arc of creation into a 9-tailed fox. He called him Kurama. I want you to know that our dimension isn't the only dimension. There are infinite numbers of dimension, and only powerful beings like the lot of you and me can survive dimension or even universe-hopping. Hagoromo was standing before his children. The tailed beasts the others called them, but nonetheless they were his children. Beasts with differing numbers of tail, with 1 the weakest and 9 the strongest. That is the last of the lessons, Hagoromo stated somberly. The tailed beasts looked sad. I am dying, and as such it falls into your shoulders to maintain the peace. He looked at each and every one of his children: Shikaku, Matatabi, Isabu, Son Goku, Koko, Saiken, Chomei, Ryuki, and Kurama. Let it be known that peace will not be maintained when I finally leave this land. Even if you try, hatred will consume your forms. His children were shocked, but there comes a man who will erase the hatred and he will establish peace among this lands. At this point his eldest Kurama was crying. Don't cry, Kurama. You have a big impact in this man's life, you know. Really? Yes, you will be one of the factors of him erasing hatred and establishing peace. Don't worry, Dad. When I meet him I'll take care of him. I know. I want you to go follow your own paths. Maintain peace if you can. We don't know if we can. The majority of the tailed beasts complained. I know you can. I believe in you. His children around him were now crying. Go on then, be on your own paths. The 9 beasts looked ready to argue, but they accepted it. They left one by one until Kurama was the last one left. We'll miss you, Dad. I'll miss you too. Now go on. Your siblings are waiting for you. Take care of them. I will. Hagoromo petted the 14-foot-tall fox kit, a gesture of affection. Then soon Kurama left. Hagoromo couldn't help it, but tears came out of his eyes. It was hard to let your loved ones go, but it was necessary, or else they'll suffer in the long run. Kurama's POV. Growing up the eldest, he had the heaviest responsibility. He would be the one to look after the rest of his siblings, and now it felt like the pressure had doubled. Shikaku's never-ending crying was getting in his nerves. Stop crying, Shikaku. Why did we have to leave? Being the youngest, Shikaku was mentally a little unstable. We had to. Father is close to dying, and if he kept babying us then we'll never last long in this world. Kurama is right, Shikaku. Now stop being a baby. Matatabi taunted the 1-tailed raccoon. Why you? Said raccoon attacked the 2-tailed blue fire-skinned cat. But before Shikaku can attack, Kurama got between them. Enough. Matatabi, don't anger Shikaku, and Shikaku, control your emotions. It was known that being the eldest, Kurama was the strongest among them. While they had special powers, Kurama only had sensing and fire. That fire wasn't even comparable to Matatabi's, but he had the power to subdue them. Even if 8 of them teamed up against him, they can't beat him, at most have a draw. What about food? Son Goku, a 4-tailed lava-spitting gorilla, asked. We're chakra constructs, idiot. We can survive without food. Koku, the 5-tailed horse-dolphin combination beast, butted in. Oh, I forgot. It was times like this that he wondered if he was truly their sibling. They reached a large clearing, large enough to house a lot of them. Stopping, he looked at the rest of his siblings. We'll camp here since it's nearing night time. I'll take first watch. Ryuki, take the second watch. You might be wondering, why would powerful beasts need some kind of defense? They could just blast through their enemies easily. For safety purposes, do not underestimate anything, was what his father said. His mother underestimated them and paid for it. He watched his siblings as they slept. He kept guard throughout the night, remembering what his father taught him. Days passed and soon months too, and then their little herd had to break up too. They can't stay together forever. They still have to keep the peace their father accomplished. Brothers, sisters, we have now matured. It is now the time to do our duties. It is our role as father's legacy to keep the peace he made. His siblings grew sad. It was a few months after their father's death reached their ears. They cried hard that day, vowing to preserve the peace he made. I want you to go in pairs, Ryuki and Shikaku, Matatabi and Chomei, Isabu and Saiken, and finally Son Goku and Koko. How about you, Kurama? The 8-tailed ox-octopus hybrid asked. I can handle myself alone just fine. I want you to be careful out there, and as father always said, don't underestimate anybody. Can I be with Chomei? I hate Gyakai. Shikaku entered a tantrum. Fine. Only if Chomei agrees. I'm fine with it. The 7-tailed bug piped in. Remember to keep our father's legacy. This isn't goodbye. I'll try to visit you if I can. With that, the tailed beasts went on to their own paths, hoping to see each other again. As soon as he entered the village, a lot of people were scared. But hey, a 30-foot-tall fox was at their outskirts, so he let that incident pass. But everywhere he goes, he was always met with the same type of emotions, fear and hopelessness. He tried to explain to them that he wasn't there to hurt them, but they already ran away before he can. One day he met a young child. The kid was scared of him first, but when he showed no signs of aggression, soon warmed up. Minutes later, the kid was playing with him, jumping on his stomach, hiding himself in his tails and clutching Kurama's nose. Kurama held the kid in his tail and elevated. Soon the kid screamed happily. The villagers were alerted when they heard a childish scream, so they got weapons and called a man who learned ninja from the sage of the six paths himself. So with the man in the lead they went to where they heard the scream. Kurama and the child were having fun playing when the villagers arrived. They were holding all kinds of tools, pitchforks, hammers, some knives, but the man in lead was the one that caught his attention. Unknown to the villagers, the man who called himself a student of Hagoromo wasn't exactly his student. True, they practiced the same arts, but a monk who was taught by a person who was taught by a person who was taught by Hagoromo taught him. Bet hey, who will complain? Drop that child, beast, or I will attack you. The man gathered the energy inside himself. Kurama dropped the child gently. I come in peace. He lies, my friends. You saw the beast. No, he must be a demon. He has 9 tails. He was about to kill the child. The man shouted to his fellow humans. Yes. Kurama felt something that he thought wasn't possible. Isn't hatred already erased? But here he was. Massive amount of hatred was coming from the mob. They pelted him with what they held, and the man who looked like he was trained in ninja fired a fireball at him. Unable to take the amount of hatred coming from them, he roared and the mob was thrown back. He escaped quickly and hid. Soon news flashed that a 9-tailed demon fox attacked a village, the highest and richest persons tasked ninjutsu users, which was ninja but formed to be deadly, to hunt and kill the demon. That seed of hatred soon bloomed and the land was now filled with hatred. Men now learned ninjutsu to kill others. They created different factions, clans. These clans have special ninjutsu, like making their body turn to water, longevity, and even lava element can be found. They discovered that the 9-tailed fox wasn't the only demon. There were 8 more of these demons, and Sealer's the one who used different formulas of writing sealed these demons into jars and vases. But Kurama will always save his siblings when they were sealed. To ensure that they won't be sealed anymore, he tasked them to hide to where nobody could track them. Kurama hid within a cave inside the massive forests of Fire Country. He hid and slept through centuries, time where he and his siblings vanished from the world, or so the people thought, but some were not resting until they could find them. Soon somebody did find a beast, the strongest of them, Kurama. He found the beast within the cave. Months of wasting chakra finally was paid off. Uchiha Madara found Kurama. Kurama reminisced about the past, where there were no hatred yet, where peace was common. Was that world even possible again? Maybe. His father's legacy was still but a babe, but he had a lot of potential to be great. He was adopted by a god, Raijin, whom he met back when he was still traveling some point in the past. He will ensure that this kid will erase the cycle of hatred and plant the seeds of peace into the future. But first, this kid must erase his hatred first. True, his hatred was kept away by Raijin, but for how long? Hopefully when Naruto was ready to clear his hatred and share his powers with him as a Jinchuriki. His father's word still comes back to him this day, so much so that the said man was in front of him, albeit he was still a babe. He promised, and he didn't intend to break that one. Yes, Kurama faced a lot of problems in the past, but he believes that the baby in front of him will clear away those problems and pave a way for peace. He will make sure that happens, for he made a promise. April 23, Act 774. It was 3 years since Naruto came back from Tenrajima Island. Kurama, true to his words, came back after a few days. He did not just grow taller since he was 8, but he also grew more powerful. By the time he was 10 or last year, Warad, his gramps, already let him stop desertification of forests by himself. He also trained in the art of sword, which he found he can channel his storm god magic to. But the sword was not the only weapon he had. Warad gifted him a staff on his birthday last year, to show that he was a sage. Speaking of sage, his nature mode had upgraded. Instead of just heart and body, he can now control elements like earth, water, air and lightning, which Warad found weird since he could only control water and earth. He chalked up the other elements to being a storm god slayer. Today was a sad day, and also a happy one, for today he was leaving to go to Fairy Tail. I'm gonna miss you, Gramps. I will be missing you too, Naruchan. Warad smiled warmly. Thank you for these past 3 years, Gramps. I only expect you stop some desertification in my stead. I will, Gramps. Just send a request and I'll do it. Naruto pumped his fist upwards. I know you will. I know you will. Warad can't help but have a few tears in his eyes. He raised Naruto like he was his own blood. Don't cry, Gramps. I'll be fine. I'm strong. Which was true. At age 11, Naruto is already at high A class bordering low S class. Warad made sure to send Naruto on some quests to add some experience under his belt. I know you are, but remember this, humility is more powerful than ability. Many people fall to the being that is overconfidence. Have a calm head and look at the scenarios closely. I know, Gramps. You beat that out of me when I was 9. Well, forget that. I was just kidding you. Warad smiled at him. There it is, your most famous line. Naruto chuckled. I'm sad that you don't fall under my jokes anymore. Warad looked down. Don't worry, Gramps. I'll fool many people in your name. I expect it. Now go on. Kurama is waiting. You know how antsy he gets when he waits for a long time. Naruto visibly gulped, then hugged his grandfather one more time and left, yelling, see you soon, Gramps. As Naruto was running towards Kurama, he felt a few drops of tears on his cheeks. The feeling of leaving his home for a new one still overwhelms him. He would miss his grandfather terribly. As for Warad, the only thing on his mind was that kids sure do grow up fast. A month had passed by since they started this journey. Naruto told Kurama that they should walk since he would stop some desertification of some forest along the way. Kurama agreed since he could also do his own task which he wouldn't tell Naruto. They were walking through a forest when he heard a sobbing girl and a shouting voice. Naruto, being the gentleman that he is, went on, and to save the day. "Hey, why are you making the girl cry?" Naruto shouted. "Who are you, brat? Go away before I blast you to smithereens. I'm Naruto and I won't let you hurt her. That's my weak daughter, now leave. I'm trying to train her." "Yeah, that doesn't matter. Cruelness doesn't make you stronger, your friends do. Tell me your name, brat, before I kill you." Naruto prepared his fist. He can handle this man since he was underestimating him, and he was only on middle class A by the power he sensed. Naruto, old man. "You? Ah, the fire in this kid. Very well, I'll entertain you. I'm Gemma Orland." "Father, no!" the girl shouted. "Stay out of this, Minerva. I'll show you real strength." He rushed towards a still Naruto who he thought was covered in fear. He smirked but didn't saw the tree that hit his side. "What was that? Trade secret?" Naruto grinned. "You are angering me, brat. I will give you a chance. Leave." Naruto just smirked and rushed towards the man. The man held his ground and was shocked when Naruto disappeared in an arc of lightning. Too bad he was slow to react when Naruto punched him in the back with a Storm God Slayer magic-infused hand. Gemma wanted to stand but he can't. His body took a beating. His senses were dull and his muscle felt like it was stomped over 100 times. "How are you so powerful, brat? You'd have to kill me first, old man." Naruto smirked and walked towards Minerva. "Your name is Minerva, right?" The girl nodded. "Want to leave your prick of a father?" It was known that her mother didn't marry his father because of love but because of some debts owed by her mother's father to her father's father, so they came to a talk of marriage. And since she was able to understand things, not once did she felt her father give love to her, so the 8-year-old made up her mind. "I will," she stated. Naruto smiled. Welcome aboard the family. Minerva. Gemma looked like he wanted to argue but he let it go. If his weak daughter wanted to go, then let her be. He didn't need weaklings in his guild. October 10th x 774. It was a month since he found Minerva and they feel like family now. Minerva took Namikaze as her last name since Naruto said it was his original last name. That and Thunderkeg and Sequin are reserved for him. They were celebrating his birthday today. It was the first time Minerva truly felt happy as she greeted her newly found brother together with Kurama. They were on a beach this time, the setting sun creating a wonderful view, except for the floating little girl in the ocean. Wait, a floating girl? Naruto swam and fetched the girl. He brought her to the shore and watched as she coughed up sea water. "I may agree on you to take a brat under your wings, brat, but this one, hell no." Kurama's voice broke Naruto's focus on the red-haired girl. "Why? I have bad run-ins with redheads." Kurama shivered visibly. Kurama, she's waking up." Minerva, curious as well, walked nearer to the girl. "She only has one eye, the other covered in bandages." "Who are you?" the girl asked as she noticed the trio. "I'm Naruto. Sequin. Companions here are Minerva and Kurama." Naruto smiled. "I'm Urza," the red-haired girl said, fear in her eyes. "So Urza, how old are you?" Naruto asked. "I'm 7 years old, sir." Urza was still scared despite the fact that Naruto tried to lighten the mood. "Don't be scared, Urza-chan. Do you have any family?" Urza shook her head. "Well, we'll be your family if you like." Naruto extended his arm, which Urza looked at for a moment, but accepted it albeit warily. They brought the shivering girl to the campfire, cloaked her and gave her bread and soup. You'd be asking why stay in a place like this if Naruto was a billionaire. Well, it's awesome, that's why. "So Urza, what's your story?" Naruto asked, smiling. Urza for a moment thought if she could trust this blonde stranger and his companions, but he looked at elder girl he had with him, and she saw a flash of pain in those eyes as they had eye contact, then it turned happy. "You have a lot of pain, Urza-chan, but big brother Naruto is kind. He saved me when I hurt a lot." Minerva looked down. Urza nodded, while still not fully trusting the blonde. "Hey, she's had a trust issue." The memory of Jelao still burned her heart, but it seemed like he was a good guy. There was this certain aura which invites you to embrace him. So Urza told her story from the start until how they found her. "So do you know the way to Fairy Tail?" she asked. Naruto and Minerva looked at each other, and then Naruto gave a megawatt smile. "Do I know it? That's our destination. Why don't you go there with us?" "Really?" Urza asked. "Of course, I promised to take care of you. And I don't go back on my promises, in honor of Rob, a former member of Fairy Tail." "Thank you." And for a moment Naruto was hugged by Urza. Tears were streaming on her face and Naruto did his best to comfort her. "Would you like to be a part of the family, Urza-chan?" he asked, rubbing circles in her back. "I'd like to," Urza sobbed. "Well, say hello to Urza, Namikaze, then Kurama, Minerva." Naruto gave a grin, shocking Urza. Nonetheless, Minerva hugged her and Kurama rubbed her back with his tail. Hey, Kurama still had his fear of redheads, you know. The night went on. This time the whole bunch was happy. A new family member, their spirits were high at this point, and laughter was heard as Naruto shared some funny stories. And Urza, despite being hurt, has a smile on her face, giving her hope that the future will be better. Naruto, now 11, was thinking, what problems would he have to face in the future? But he wasn't worried. He now had new family that he would fall onto when he was tired. Time went on as the Namikaze family continued on their journey. Naruto trained Minerva in her magic. Since Kawarimi was a lot like her magic, he taught her some tips to improve her technique. On the side of Urza, Naruto saw her affinity with blades as he saw her handle the katana he had very well for a girl with no training in kenjutsu. He taught her exquip magic and helped her purchase her very first sword. He had Taurus help her in kenjutsu since he was still not that good in that part. Training 2 other brats didn't mean that he let his skill become blunt. In fact, he had improved lots in nature magic and nature mode. He can now control water as if second nature, which it literally was, and can even breathe in water, as he found out. He showed the girls his arc of nature, as he called it, and boy were they amazed as the previous desert ground once again bloomed into a forest in a single tap of his staff. "You're so amazing, big brother." Urza clapped her hands, stars in her eyes. "So awesome." Minerva wasn't too far as she stood still looking at her brother in admiration. "I try." Naruto bowed. "Great brats, now you enlarged his ego," Kurama huffed. And the king of egos talked. Naruto crossed his arm. "Well, at least I have a village in my name." "Yeah, after you scared the villagers half to death." The 2 girls can't help but laugh. The bantering these 2 had beat those plays Naruto would take them when they come across a town. "How far are we from Magnolia, big brother?" Naruto squinted his eyes. "About half a month's more travel." He rubbed his chin. "Arg, that was a lie." Naruto smiled. The 2 girls' face faltered. Well, saying that was the real lie though, Naruto said, his face not betraying any emotions. Their happy moment was broken though as a group of 50 bandits came out of the trees. "Give us all your belongings," the presumed leader said. Naruto sighed and was about to channel storm god magic but thought better of it, and brought out a key. "You know I'm a celestial mage, right?" The 2 girls nodded. "Well, you only saw Taurus, now you're gonna see 2 more. As the years have passed by, he can now summon 2 spirits, and still use a lot of strong techniques. His magic capacity was so large that it was close to infinite. Gate of the Golden Lion, Leo. Open thee. Gate of the Maiden, Virgo. Open thee." A flash of white which made the 2 girls cover their eyes appeared. "What do you need us for, master?" Virgo asked. Naruto blushed a little. "I want you to defeat those idiots." "This will be easy then," Leo stated, readying his hand fingering the ring. "Battle formation zoom, guys," he told the other 2, to which they nodded. Naruto rushed towards the bandits. He forgot the fox he had on his shoulder until Kurama was dropped by the motion which he didn't feel. He grabbed his staff and channeled pure magic there, and directed it in a beam towards the bandits, to which they dodged, and some of them fell in holes made by Virgo a moment ago. This time he and Leo came close together and made a unison raid, the Regulus and pure magic / chakra combination, which created a wide green and blue beam to lash out. They made sure not to hit anybody, to only make dodge in the sides where Virgo would have hopefully created a big holes for those not trapped. As soon as he saw that they were in the hole, he focused his magic on the earth and formed the holes into boxes. These boxes had pillars acting as a prison for the trapped ones. "Thank you, Virgo. Leo, you were a great help." He smiled. It was nice doing the battle formation for the first time. Naruto Dano. Leo smiled then vanished. "Do you still have need of me, master?" "No, Virgo, you may leave." Virgo looked a bit down but straightened up. "Call me if you want to punish me, master. Until then," she said in a monotone voice, and abruptly left. Naruto looked at the destruction of the forest and shook his head. He tapped his staff on the forest floor, and the once ruined forest now went back to its perfect form. "Well, that was awesome," Minerva yelled, smiling. "Brat." Naruto heard Kurama's voice and remembered that he was in his shoulder sleeping. "Then how?" "Oh shit," he dropped Kurama. "See, Kurama, there was this." "I don't care." He ran towards Naruto, who tried to run, but Kurama was fast, and now a much larger Kurama sits atop Naruto. "Say I'm the best." "You're the best." Naruto was turning blue. "No, even better, say you're the best, Kurama-sama. And with hearts in your eyes," Kurama said sadistically. Naruto looked ready to argue, but the fear of suffocating made him do it. "You're the best, Kurama-sama." And with matching starry eyes. "Good brat. Now don't drop me again." "How about I carry you, Kurama-kun?" Urza said. Kurama thought about it. The last time he let Urza hold him, he almost suffocated from the choking she called hugs. "No thanks, but I prefer Naruto's shoulders." Kurama's fear for redheads only increased. "Well, I was joking you earlier, Urza." "Minerva, this is Magnolia." Naruto smiled. They entered the town. They gave quite the sight. A 5 feet 6 inches boy with a fox around his shoulder, a girl with revealing clothes, and another girl, this time one-eyed, armored, and a sword at her waist. The group stopped when they saw the Fairy Tail Guild. "Well, this is Fairy Tail." Naruto pointed to his sisters. "Like we don't know." Idiot Naruto sputtered but couldn't make a comeback. He chose to let it go and walked towards the massive doors. He kicked it open, deciding to make a grand entrance. The scene he walked into was a very chaotic one, a bunch of men rumbling in the ground, and once he opened the door they looked at him. "So is this Fairy Tail?" he asked. A short old man jumped from the second floor. "Who are you?" But from his eyes he seemed to recognize Naruto. "We're here to join this guild." The old man, whom he presumed was the master, rubbed his chin. He nervous about what test to take when joining. "You're in." "I'm Makarov, master of Fairy Tail." "That's it?" Naruto asked, confused. "Well, many mages thought we would have a hard test to join, but all we need is your dedication and your love for your family," Makarov stated. "Well, I'm in." Makarov nodded and called for Reed. "Reed, give this bunch of younglings the guild mark." Reed nodded and asked them where they would want it, and in what color. "I want it in my chest over the heart, in yellow." Naruto pumped his fist. "I want it in my arm, in red," Urza shyly said. "In the left part of my stomach, in blue," Minerva said happily. "Just put it in my back," Kurama said, which shocked the mages. "What? First time you saw a talking fox?" "Well, yes," a man answered. "Well, get used to it. New members to the family, let's have a drink," Makarov shouted, to which Kurama nodded. "Yes, I need alcohol in my throat." Soon the drinking stopped and turned to a brawl in which Kurama joined and later won easily. Makarov, Naruto and the girls didn't get to see it since they went to the master's room. So what would you like to say, lad? Call me Naruto, old man. These are my sisters, well-adopted sisters Minerva and Urza Namikaze. So what do you want to say, Naruto? The master asked. Is there anywhere private in here? Well, we could go to an inner room. Makarov pointed to a door in his room. There is fine. Girls stay here. The two girls just nodded. Makarov leapt off his chair and led Naruto to the room. You are Maki, right? How do you know? Makarov was truly curious. How did this boy know of his nickname? He seemed to recognize this boy, but he can't remember who. Well, my grandfather told me to give this to you. Who's your grandfather? Makarov was now confused. Well, I'm Naruto Sequin and Warad is my grandfather. He smiled. Makarov's jaw dropped. That was a joke. Naruto grinned. Makarov's face faltered, but saying that was the real joke. Naruto laughed heartily. Bah! I see Warad-sama in you, brat. But he smiled and grabbed the letter. He read the letter and his face turned from confusion to shock, then to acceptance. You went to Tenryjima? Yes, even met Mavis-chan there. Naruto grinned. Tell me your story, brat. Makarov told Naruto. Naruto took a deep breath and told his very peculiar story, which made Makarov's jaw hanging. Well, welcome to Fairy Tale, brat. Warad-sama said you're very powerful even if you are young, so I might test you along the way, but only a class quests, with an S-class watching, but he will not be helping. Naruto nodded. I'd kick his ass if he did. Makarov laughed. Are you prepared? Makarov asked. Naruto contemplated Makarov's words and was confused for a journey of a lifetime. Naruto nodded and said, I am ready to go on the eternal journey that is Fairy Tale. Makarov nodded. Better hold on, it's a rough ride. I will, for meeting fairies are my dream. Makarov smiled and clasped the taller boy's shoulder. You'll fit right in, now go on, you must be hungry. Naruto was happy. His first goal was not accomplished. Now he had his sights on becoming a wizard saint and hopefully Fairy Tale's master. He looked around the guild as they left Makarov's room. He looked at the downed men and Kurama on top of them. He looked around intently, and clenched his fists. A promise to his friend not forgotten. I'll protect your guild, Mavis-chan, I promise, he said in a low voice. But somewhere in Tenryjima Mavis heard his voice, bringing a smile to her face. Her dream passed on to Naruto. Would he meet fairies? She didn't know, but he would be in for a wild ride in the adventure that is Fairy Tale. What if Naruto has a primordial bloodline in Fairy Tale? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoy this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part. Comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.